Talk. Yeah. Wait. Let's see. It is 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I brought you something, but I think if I give it to you, your wife's going to be mad at me.
Is it a girl?
Yes, she's
Yeah.
in the next room.
Well, bring her on in.
Yeah, well, everybody just be quiet, though.
No, I found, here, it's a little coupon thingy. I found this, and I was like, I got to bring this to Danny. And then I'm sitting here thinking, Amy might get mad at me if I give this to you. It's this new place called the Country Club for Gearheads.
Yeah.
It's called The Shop, and it is 50,000 square feet of pristine, secure indoor storage for cars and motorcycles.
Well, that is super whammy neat.
Because I know you want to get a couple of cars.
Well, the want to get a couple of cars would then be about $250,000.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was looking at not cheap, but cheaper than a new car of any kind that I can think of. Cheaper than my Jeep, cheaper than your Kia. Would be like a convertible Carmen Ghia, 1970, 71.
Those are nice.
You can get them as low as $16,000 because nobody's collected them yet. And I goes, now I'm up to 1959 Corvettes, and you can maybe get one for $45,000, but more likely $105,000. And even at 45, this hobby is not being done. But that is very sweet because the big option is my garage. But this is, I can't put a car in my garage. That's me. I could clean that garage out.
You could move stuff around.
I could. They said it was a 2-car garage in the thing for the sheet for the house, if you will.
Yeah.
And they were full of sheet on that sheet. But I could definitely get a small car like a Carmen Ghia. Now it's Jay Leno who does things like that, except he gets the whole 50,000.
Yeah, he just buys the place out.
Yeah, I assume that place you rent a spot.
Yeah, my understanding is you rent a spot, and I think even if you wanted to do some work on it, which I know you love being a grease monkey, Danny, but they have tools and stuff that you can use and
that's cool.
Actually do some stuff in there as well.
I saw a thing on this on like 60 Minutes, 20, 20, 40, 40, 48 hours, whatever it is. That's a thing going on all over the country with several different things where you need big areas. Chefs are renting kitchens, specifically all over New York. I think it's a great idea. I don't know how to work on cars. I wouldn't know how to change the oil. And then here's the big one. I wouldn't know how to fix the carburetor. And then nobody has carburetors anymore. They just got rid of them. Nobody asked me. Nobody said, douche, man, you still like carburetors? Because I'd have said, yeah. I don't even recognize those weird things that they call engines.
But that old Corvette and Carmen Ghia, they still got carburetors.
Yeah, they do. And they have an oil stick that I could probably make function, although.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, yeah, but once you do that, you have to then find out where the oil goes to pour it in. I know how to check its level. I don't know how to fix it. Well, that's very sweet of you. I don't think I'll be using it, although I really do.
It's $10 off, Danny.
Right. How much is it?
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't say.
I do know it's the shopclubs.com, and this is a $10 off your food part. They have food.
Wow. Well, I like it a whole bunch.
Let's go.
I don't have what you need to be a member of that club.
Like the car.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will after the Greenwood car show.
Yeah, that's the problem when you go to the car shows is that you start to go, oh, well, I wanted that Carmen Ghia, but yeah, look at this. This looks nice.
I'm going to, what a loser. I'm going to be the guy at the car show with a pad and paper. No, the pad is paper. A pen and paper. Because now I'm up to, half a dozen cars that I would really like. And the other thing is, there's a 1971 Charger. It's a beautiful car. Goes at Mecum auctions, and it goes for $800,000.
What?
There's one at the corner of my house, and it's left out in the rain all the time. It's in very good condition.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's one in this building.
Yeah.
Part of that car collection. That's going. I think the owner of this building has a car collection in the basement or whatever. That's a 71. So what I also have to write down, because I don't care about any of the things that make them special. They don't even have to be Dodge Chargers underneath the shell that looks like a Dodge Charger.
Oh, yeah.
It can be anything. It could be a real fast motor from yesterday or even a futuristic type, whatever it is. I just want the cool looking car. The more modern, to be honest with you, the better.
Right.
I want a car purist to come up to me on the street with my windows down and the engine's going blah, 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 and come to me and go, hey, man, that is an awesome. Oh, sorry. And walk away because I've ruined a vintage car.
Yeah, because you want power steering and power brakes and air conditioning.
I want all of that stuff.
Right.
And they don't really offer that stuff. But a lot of people, see, Seattle's a weird market. A lot of people find a way to jimmy air conditioning. Here, I don't think you'd do that. I am jimmying air conditioning in my house.
Yeah? How's
Who
that?
are the guys that are sponsors on this show?
I'm not sure who you're going with.
Is it Train Heating and Air?
Yes, it is. And they're coming over Monday at 1 o'clock to discuss ductless air conditioning.
Oh, very cool.
To which I said, I don't even know what that means, but I like ducks. They said, you don't want ducks in your house, Bonaduce.
The ducting is like what runs on your ceiling, right?
Yeah, there's none of that going on.
So they're
What
not
it is,
putting those in.
I've seen it. It's in a lot of hotel rooms and hot places.
Yeah.
It's a unit about 3 feet long. We had one in our old studio, except it was gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
You could cool that warehouse with that. So real quick, I'm walking into work this morning. Today is the first day I've been parking as far away as the garage will take the stairs, which I do. Down, not up. What am I, crazy? So anyway, just today for the first time. So it's, I don't know, a city block away, if not more. There's a big garage we got here. And I'm walking back, and there's a guy in a truck looking at me, smiling, kind of a nice-looking guy in the sense of actually nice. Not like handsome, although he was fine looking. But just, he was affable, to say it to some. And he comes up and he slows down next to me and he goes, hey, who are you talking to? That's weird, man. It's one thing for my wife to do.
Yeah, sure.
You know, because I bob my head or whatever I do in these conversations with people who aren't there. But it's not craziness.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing their voice. I'm practicing or I didn't even know what I'm doing, but it's my business and shut up.
Right.
And it's one thing if Sarah does it. She's my partner. I can actually get a kick out when Sarah does it. Because I don't, of course, realize I'm doing it. And then when Sarah goes, hey, who are you talking to? And I have to go, Mussolini. And I don't really know why. It's kind of weird to me. So anyway, he drives up and I'm thinking, how does he know?
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I think when I'm not around people, I move my lips. And I think I was excited, but I can't remember who I was talking to. Oh, yes, I can. It was my sister. And he goes, who you're talking to? And as I laugh, he pulls up. He didn't mean any harm. He didn't mean any foul. But what happens next? First, it was the wife. And then it was Sarah. And now it's some stranger. Unless he maybe listens to the show.
Oh, yeah.
And has an indication that might be okay to say and not make me feel super crazy and weird. And he seemed, pretty big smile about it. So he said, who are you talking to? And I could have got my sister, but I guess I don't know that would have helped anything. It was Jimi Hendrix last time.
And this, you're sure, is a total stranger, not somebody that we work with here in this building?
He'd be in the wrong side of the building. He'd be going into the other building. So I'm pretty confident. No.
Are you
they
sure
say
you weren't actually saying something out loud?
No, I may have been.
Okay, so then that makes more sense. It wasn't just your lips moving. You were actually talking to yourself and to your sister.
Yeah.
Was your sister talking back? Were they going, oh, Danny, that's really nice of you.
Here's where she starts talking to me about my medications and my afflictions.
she thinks that the guy overheard your sister, I think.
Yes, that's exactly. So he's the one with the mental problem. I'm pretty sure what happened because I felt really weird, and I went, oh yeah, I'm talking out loud. But it's Celia's fault, really.
It's your sister's fault.
It is my sister's fault. Because I think all Bonaduces do, I don't know if you know this or not, but all Bonaduces do really weird stuff. Yeah, and I know you're thinking.
I've noticed a little.
A guy like you doing weird things? I don't think so. But yeah, everybody in my family does really weird stuff, shy of breaking the law. That's me. Everybody else in my family obeys all laws. And I'd like to point out in this juncture of this conversation, I also, for the past 20 years or so, as far as you know, have been obeyed all laws.
Most laws.
As far as you know, all laws.
Okay.
Because even if I've said I broke that law, I am a notorious liar.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
true.
you don't know. You don't know anything, Paul.
So you're probably being honest with us right now, right?
No.
A man in his mid-20s was killed overnight by an accidental shooting at a home in Federal Way. Police say the other occupants at the home on 4th Avenue South were cooperating with the investigators. The man who was shot died at the scene after medics did try to save him when they responded just a few hours ago. They are trying to figure out exactly how this shooting happened, but as I said, appears to be accidental. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, there was a SWAT team that had to surround an apartment building where a King County Sheriff's deputy, off-duty, had barricaded himself inside, and there was an hours-long standoff. Now, reports were that there was a domestic violence call, and this was about 1:30 in the morning. By the time this concluded, 3 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And this man was on administrative leave for an unrelated incident.
Do we know what it was?
No.
Why he was on leave?
No, they haven't disclosed that yet, which I'm surprised because normally wouldn't that be public information?
Yeah, you'd think.
But they wound up putting in flashbang grenades, going in and getting him. So he's out. They didn't disclose if he was armed. As a deputy, I'd imagine he has weapons.
I would imagine. So if you're barricaded in, you don't have a gun. You're just a nuisance.
Right, but I guess the cops on the outside wouldn't want to take the risk
Right.
if he did. So
But
thankfully, it's
I'll go on
over.
record with he did.
Yeah.
He's a cop that had a real problem, and his service weapon is most certainly with him.
Yeah, you assume he's armed and that he knows exactly what each of your next moves are going to be.
Oh, that's a good point.
because he.
I think you're
Gotta been
overthinking
there.
it.
Yeah.
I think he knows no more than we know. Everything's so out in public. And by the way, I don't think you should think you know what the SWAT team's going to do because you've seen the movie SWAT. It was awful.
No, but he was in the movie SWAT though. It's a little different.
Still awful, and I don't think that's really how life works.
There was a story circulating yesterday, a very concerning story from Graham, where a motorcyclist drove through a string of fishing line in the street.
Yeah.
It's, again, like something you would see in Wile E. Coyote or Bugs Bunny cartoon, something like that, where there was fishing line across a road. The motorcyclist on his bike, boom, 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 going down the road, it cuts his neck.
Right.
And it almost took him off his bike. He was able to maintain control and keep driving.
And it was like tied to trees or poles or
Yes.
something, right? It wasn't just like laying in the road.
Right. It was tied across the
No. It was
roadway.
at neckline. Unless that guy was
Yeah.
rolling in the street.
Yeah.
But a fishing line across the road, like somebody intentionally put it there with.
It was strung from tree to
trying to
tree
do
across
harm,
the
right?
roadway.
You would think trying to do harm.
Right. So there
Much
were.
you'd think, but it was two teenage girls trying to hang a teddy bear.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the end of the story.
I
Yes.
know, but I couldn't stop Paul from walking down the road. Yeah, so it was intentionally done. Two 15-year-old girls thought it'd be funny to levitate a teddy bear, and instead of a teddy bear, this guy came along and they went, we killed a guy. Let's run.
That's right. Well, it looks like getting screened for colon cancer is no longer a rite of passage for turning 50. That's according to the American Cancer Society. They have updated their guidelines and said the new recommended age is 45.
But can I still go get one just because they're fun?
Well, you're over 50, so you could go get one anyway. You were supposed to
But
go
how many
get
do you
one.
get? I had one. Like, am I supposed to go again every year or every 5 years?
It depends on what they find. If you get a clean bill of health, oftentimes they say 5 years. But these are starting to change because there are a lot more instances of colon cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, their recommendations are to start at 45. They said there's been a 51% rise in colorectal cancer among the under 50 group since 1994. Those born in the 1950s,
That's me.
compared to those born around 1990, that's Tori, have two
Does Tori have
times
to go get her colon checked?
Yep.
She's 8 years old. Or however old she is.
20 years. Tori's got to go get her colon
Okay,
checked.
all right.
But they're looking at the differences, and they said there are 2 to 4 times the risk of colon cancer. So you've got 2 times the colon cancer risk and 4 times the rectal cancer risk. They don't know why. These numbers are up 50%.
Right.
It's our diet. It's got to be our diet.
Yeah, but what in the diet? That's what they got to try to figure out.
Red meat. It's red meat. I
It's-
blame red meat.
Is there red- I don't blame red meat. I love red meat. You grow red meat. You grow pink meat.
Yeah.
It's got to be processed foods, though, because
Processed
people
foods,
born
red
in the
meat,
50s ate red meat. like
Sedentary
crazy.
lifestyle. It's just.
Are you
that
just going
we-
to sit here and guess at all things people do? It's red meat. It's chemicals. It's things. It's sedentary.
Well, it's all of those things.
Dude, is that what you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I know.
experts
Is that what you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's right. That they do believe it is a combination, and not just this type of cancer, but obesity, all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
high processed
everything.
foods,
The
red
fact
meat,
that we're
and
getting
sedentary.
fatter and all of the reasons why we're
And
getting fatter.
lazier.
Yeah.
And eating better because we have more money than we used to.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to figure out specifically what is changing for colon and rectal cancer, that these numbers are going up and not just cancer across the board. So it would make sense. It's what you eat. It would
Sure.
be nice to be able to pinpoint it. I'm going to blame my consultant and Paul that it's bacon.
It's bacon.
See, I'm going to blame microwave safe dishes
That could be it.
It could be it.
and Tupperware
I don't know where you're putting your
Plastic.
Tupperware, but
in the microwave.
so I see. I did read something recently that they're now saying there's no safe amount of bacon to eat, which I think is heresy. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I won't
I just
believe
read that there's no safe amount of alcohol to drink. That's
Oh,
heresy. We've had
please.
alcohol on planet Earth since the dawn of planet Earth.
it. Yeah.
I think what they say the oldest they found was something in honey, some sort of mead, and it was 1,000,000 years old or something.
Yeah, but those
remember
people are all dead.
But not of
Oh,
cancer.
yeah.
Oh,
No, of honey.
They're
or
dead of
alcohol or
40-year
whatever.
life expectancies.
The first digital license plates are rolling out in California. Sacramento has launched the pilot program, the first in the state to do so. Arizona recently tested digital license plates as well. The California Department of Motor Vehicles are teaming up with a license plate maker called Reviver Auto, and they're going to market these for sale at auto dealerships.
What are they? What does it even mean?
Digital license plates allow drivers to register their cars electronically and then give them the option to display a custom message. So, for example, my license plate is hashtag dumb Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that'd be
then my beautiful Kia gets stolen. Then I can go on and say, this car is stolen.
Go on what?
The license plate is digital.
Right,
So,
but still go on what?
Oh, you can change the license plate
Yes.
message from hashtag dumb Sarah to stolen
I'm a
car,
stolen
call
vehicle.
911.
And you can do that from
Yep.
the computer.
yes,
Okay.
from an app, your phone,
Fine.
anywhere. When this stuff is done electronically, you can do it from your smartphone, from your watch.
And would they let you change that as often as you want? Like I go rob a bank, change my license plate number.
Well, they said it would also be for amber alerts, silver alerts. So, sometimes we'll say, oh, there's an amber alert. A poor kid was stolen, and the
Why
car
would you steal
is,
a poor kid?
Yeah, steal
Why
one
would
of the
you
rich
steal
kids.
a kid for that money?
You want
the
to
car's
ransom?
license plate is ABC123.
Yeah.
Well, then somebody
Michael
could
Jackson's family's driving that one.
change that to say, call 911. So the
See,
point
I wanted one that you could change from inside the car.
Yeah.
I got the idea. I'll tell you a couple ways I got the idea. One was to say, tell the guy behind you, back off. You're too close. I hate
Oh, yeah.
that. And then this was a pilot program, right? I thought it'd be cool to have one that would display my Christian faith and call it a Pontius Pilot program, which I found to be incredibly clever. Apparently, I'm alone there.
this would be only for actual license plate numbers and then amber alerts, stolen, that sort of like emergency situations. And they said the problem is they're not cheap. $700 plus installation.
And who
Yeah.
has to pay for that?
The dealership would sell the plates
Oh.
for $699, but then they'd have to install it for you and they charge you for that. Plus, you pay a monthly fee of $7.
And I can't just do wacky stuff with it. It's just for when there's an emergency.
Well,
I pay extra so that someone else can alert somebody that there's an amber alert or a silver alert or whatever.
yes, but also then I think nobody can steal it. It's on in such a way that nobody can steal your plates.
The way Paul's going down this road, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. The way you're saying it, so I
I'm
pay
going down
money,
the road with this license plate
and somebody
on it.
else
It's stupid.
can change my license plate.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think they have all the bugs worked out on this yet.
They said you could show a personal message, but only when your car's not moving. So if you wanted to say, go Hawks,
Right.
when it's
Yeah.
in the driveway,
Tips, go
Yeah.
tips.
go Tips. While it's in the driveway, you could.
What if Roseanne Barr bought one and wanted to flash messages? Is that cool?
Only when the car's not moving.
Right. So, but she can do her racist tirades on her license plate while parallel park downtown.
Yes.
You're right. They got bugs to work out.
They
Danny.
got some bugs to work out. Because now it's all laced with profanity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. There's bugs. Lots of bugs.
A grand jury in Manhattan has indicted Harvey Weinstein on charges of first and third degree rape, as well as first degree criminal sexual act. Now, last week, we knew Harvey Weinstein had surrendered to police to face these allegations, but he was arraigned, then released on $1 million bail. Yesterday, he was in court, and they have indicted him on these charges. The Manhattan District Attorney spoke out and said, we are now one step closer to accountability. His lawyer, of course, said, we will be exonerated.
Yeah.
By we, he means Harvey Weinstein.
I'll keep my eye on that one. I'm curious. Because the casting couch, all no matter how wrong it is or has been, is a time-honored tradition in Hollywood. It's a thing people know about. I mean, it doesn't have a name because it's not all the time. Somebody figured out casting couch because it's a real-life thing in a guy's office. So I'll be interested to see how this works out.
Well, and again, this was in hotel rooms. This was in restaurants. Like, this wasn't a...
No, the casting couch
Literal
thing is an
casting
idea.
couch.
It's for if you want to have sex with me for a part in this movie. That's the casting couch, no matter where you do it.
And there is a T-shirt up for sale that has people talking. This is Balenciaga, the Fall 18 collection. And a lot of people are talking about this shirt because it's stupid.
Yeah, I figured that right away.
It sounds stupid.
$1,245 for the T-shirt shirt.
Say that number again, please.
$1,245.
So less stupid than some things. Less stupid than the $1 million bra.
Well, the $1 million bra is made of diamonds, and it's something that is put together by jewelers for Victoria's Secret.
So you're saying $1 million underwear is less dumb than this T-shirt?
But I'm saying $1 million bra is made of diamonds. You can take out the diamonds and make them into baubles. This is a T-shirt shirt.
You're right. It's brilliant.
And it's so... started this story by saying it's dumb.
You are very feisty today.
This is a T-shirt with a button-down shirt stuck to its front.
What?
It is a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I've worn one of these before. You know, you take it out of the dryer and you don't realize the other shirt is kind of caught on it, stuck to it. You're halfway to work. Why am I wearing two shirts?
That's what it looks like. There's an empty checkered button-down shirt sewn or glued to the front. And they said this is either a T-shirt or a button-down, but people are destroying this online. The T-shirt shirt that is almost over $1,200.
Can you wear it as both? Is that what I'm getting here?
They're saying it can look like either, but it's like Paul said.
But one's just hanging off the other.
But I'm not. I have not seen it, so I'm guessing here. So you pull on the T-shirt, right? And you've got the other shirt there. But if you reverse it and put your arms through it, is it now you're wearing a button-down shirt?
You might be able to wear a button-down shirt with a T-shirt hanging off the back. They're sewn together in a way.
But if you reverse it, it's on the inside and the back now.
No, it would be on the outside and the back.
You can't reverse it because then your shirt's inside out.
The button-down.
So you have a shirt on right now.
Yes, I do.
What if I walked up to you and held a T-shirt up to your chest like your mom used to do? Let's see if this is going to fit.
And it's not even spread out like that. It's just hanging down the middle.
Make sense now?
Well, it made sense from the very beginning. I'm just wondering if there's another purpose for it.
It's stupid.
It's just stupid.
I fully don't get it.
Sears announced they will be closing another 72 stores as sales plunge and losses grow.
I wasn't completely sure there were Sears anymore.
Yeah, I think there's still one at South Center.
Yeah.
Well, for now.
Yes, there is. Right near the weird bowling alley that I like.
Right.
Now, later today, they're going to announce the list of stores that will be closing. But yesterday, they announced, this is not good. Our profits are in the toilet. Now the
toilet that we sold you were Sears.
I thought they had announced not too long ago they were signing some big deal with Amazon and things were going to be great. They were going to partner with Amazon and things were going to be fantastic again. Apparently that was a lie.
No, that is happening. I just guess it wasn't enough to help their stock go up.
Yeah, or they don't need stores to do it because they're partnering with Amazon. Maybe they just said, okay, we're going to start selling primarily online.
And when I
remember,
say needed,
it's not selling. You would buy it online and then go to the Sears store and they would put the tires on for you. So you still need a brick and mortar to go to for somebody to put the tires on.
Right. There was another deal with they were going to do their appliances and tools and stuff with Amazon as well.
All fell through.
Huh.
Well, their revenue tumbled more than 30%, and the stores that they had already announced closing did not help. And they said that today we will find out which ones are closing. So maybe you guys, the mall you like to go to, that Sears will no longer be there.
Well,
what should they put in there?
I have fond memories of being a kid. That and Montgomery Ward. Montgomery Ward's dead, right? Completely.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my dad had a Montgomery Ward card.
Yeah.
I thought it was worth the beating that I was going to get to steal it, buy stuff at Montgomery Ward. I don't know, the Husky jeans I really wanted, and then try and slip it back in his wallet because Montgomery Ward's was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the place they had a vacuum cleaner on reverse, so it was blowing out, but it was blowing out the face of a plastic seal that was then spinning a beach ball above its nose. Where else are you going to get that kind of entertainment?
Trying to figure out if they're still open. No, they closed in 2001.
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward. Then there's an online retailer called Wards. So you can still go shop there kind of technically, but it's a website.
Do they have the seal?
I see furniture. I see bed and bath. Oh, you can get a Montgomery Ward credit card.
Still.
No, they've been closed since 2001.
Well, then why would they issue credit cards? That's stupid.
Like I said, it's a website.
Can I go
wars.com.
there to their brick and mortar store
No.
and get a T-shirt with a shirt hanging off it?
No
and
more
a
brick and
license
mortar.
plate that says weird stuff?
And you can't buy brick and mortar there either.
That's terrible.
Scripps National Spelling Bee is underway, and a lot of people like to play along at home. You
Yeah.
watch those kids that are smarter than you spelling words you can't even remotely begin to know the definition of nor spell.
Can you use it in a sentence, please? Can I get the country of origin? Like that, would that help you at all? Can I get the country of origin?
If I was a great speller, maybe, because there's rules. Let's see. If your name ends in a certain vowel, I'm not sure what it was, you're Armenian. So
Okay.
if it comes from Armenia, that might help you, that it has certain letters. Italian is most likely going to end in a vowel of some kind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess. Not me. It wouldn't help me at all. I don't even, if they said Zimbabwe, that helps me not at all.
Right. I'd ask all the questions just as stall tactics, even though I still have no idea how to spell anything.
Well, according to the Scripps National Spelling Bee and Google Trends, they've tried to figure out what words people cannot spell state by state.
State would be one.
So if you live in Alabama, for example, they can look on Google Trends to find out, they know where you live. Google does, because everything you do online is
Right.
monitored to watch. They know. If you live in Alabama, the word that is looked up the most for spelling and misspelled, cousin.
Oh, because they want to get it right on the marriage certificate?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you live in Colorado, New Jersey, and New York, the word you can't spell, resume.
Well, to go along with all the unemployment.
Yeah.
In Maine, the word they can't spell,
Lobster.
Like you put an AH on the end?
Connecticut.
Wait.
Nobody can spell Connecticut.
Where are we?
This is the state of Maine.
And Maine. How do you even know you can't spell another state? Does that come up all the time?
I don't know why it would, but according to Google Analytics, it does. And Connecticut throws people because it's connect, I cut.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now.
Most people leave out the second C.
So
Connecticut.
The word I hear that nobody can spell is chrysanthemum. That's like the big thing that they kind of test the waters with.
Well, no,
I can't do
in
it.
Washington, the state we cannot spell, the most states that can't spell is one word, and it is not chrysanthemum. It is in Washington, Wisconsin, Utah, Virginia, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Indiana, California, Arkansas, Arizona. Nobody can spell the word beautiful.
Okay, I can't spell. I'm dyslexic and don't even understand the rules. Beautifful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most
that's right.
people
What's wrong with the people?
don't get the EAU correct.
Oh, man. We are going to hell in a handbasket. A
Some
beautiful
people put
handbasket.
in BEUA, BU. People don't know how
Oh,
to
yeah.
spell
The
it.
BU, I bet, is
Beautiful.
big.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, turns out here in Washington, people cannot spell beautiful. Learn, people. It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay.
Captain Kirk has been arrested.
What?
A man in Clearwater, police found. He was on a bus stop. He appeared to be taking care of Mr. Happy, and then things got weird. They took him into custody, and they said, "Name, please." He says, "James Tiberius Kirk.
Well, so you got the middle name right.
I am the commander of the Starship Enterprise." Well, they didn't believe him,
I believe him.
despite the fact that he was on a 5-year mission throughout the universe. Turns out he has been known to people in the area for taking care of Mr. Happy in public.
Well, that's terrible to be known for that.
Yes. He also spent some time in prison for declaring a fake bomb threat. But this time around,
Well, and that there's semantics there. I'm pretty sure it's a real bomb threat. There's just no bomb.
Yeah, true.
But I'm threatening you.
yeah, they said he delivered a fake bomb threat.
So he called somebody up and said, hey, there's a fake bomb in your building?
I'm not sure how that works, especially in Florida.
He delivers fake bomb threats in 30 minutes or less. Your next bomb threat is free.
Believe it or
Or
not,
your
his
next
name's,
fake bomb threat.
Right.
name's not James T. Kirk.
It
His
isn't?
name's James Roger Bundrick.
Bundrick is a terrible name.
Yep.
He had me through the first couple of names, but then lost me.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
When we come back with music, news, entertainment, and sports, some of the stories we're talking about, what are the hottest concerts of the year so far? The list is out. What over 50 actress announced yesterday that she is pregnant? Good
Wow.
news for Melissa McCarthy and a lawsuit against her latest movie. Plus, we've got Mariners tickets that you can win next. Released its 4th annual preview of the most in-demand touring acts for the summer of 2018. So taking a look at who's out on tour and who has the most demand, people going to StubHub trying to buy their tickets. At number 1, your guess is, Doochman.
Guns N' Roses.
No.
Oh.
Taylor Swift.
Oh.
I forgot about pop music for a minute.
I did not. I love me from Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, number 1 most in-demand touring act for this summer. Now, at number 2 is a KZOK artist. Would you like to take a guess, Danny?
The Beatles.
Nope, they're not on tour this summer.
They should be. They're great.
The Eagles.
Oh, even without the whole band.
The Eagles at number 2. Harry Styles at number 3, followed by Beyonce, Foo Fighters, Kenny Chesney, U2, and Journey.
I keep wanting to think about, who I'd go see first, but I really like a lot of those acts.
Oh, yeah.
Run down them again.
Taylor Swift,
Right.
Eagles, Harry Styles, Beyonce, Foo Fighters, Kenny Chesney, U2, and Journey.
I think Beyonce might be super interesting to see. Amy showed me a video of her on tour. I don't know what it was, but this lady puts a lot of work into her act, man. I thought it was amazing, and especially me, or I imagine Paul or Derek. Not very likely that we're ever really going to see this in life. But I'd see 20 minutes of it for sure. That seems like an expensive thing to quench my hate. Does that really work out like that? You know what I mean?
I think if somebody gave you tickets.
No, somebody have to park my car for me. Concerts are, I think I find concerts difficult.
Someone would have to just go to the show for you.
I would say I'd like to be shot out of a cannon and land in my seat.
Okay.
I'd like to be shot out of Nick Cannon and land in my seat, and then I'll be fine.
Tori, what concert are you going to that we threatened to take away your rock card?
Harry Styles.
It is Harry Styles.
Yes.
Oh, he's on the list.
So she's not alone.
No, and again, if everything of the stars aligned, I'd see Harry Styles. I saw a story on him on 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, 2020, 40, and he seems like a talented young man. I always thought those boy band things, nobody had any real talent. They could just harmonize. They were a glorified barbershop quartet in skinny jeans. Boom.
Usually one guy's talented, right?
Well, it looks like it's Harry Styles.
I think a bunch of those kids are talented, aren't they, from One Direction?
Justin Timberlake. I know he's huge.
Yeah. Bye.
In entertainment news, Brigitte Nielsen, 54 years old, announced yesterday she is pregnant.
What's the daddy? Who's the daddy?
Flava Flav.
It is not Flava Flav. She has a husband named Mattia Desi, who is a former model and is 39. So she's 54. He is 39.
She's fairly gross. I rooted for her, but she's fairly gross.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Gross how?
Sloppy drunk. That whole Flavor Flav thing. A
Yeah.
lot of wet kisses in public
Ew.
with a guy with a grill. So that's what I mean by gross.
Well, she was married to Sylvester Stallone for a couple years. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's been married 5 times.
Good for her.
She has got 1, 2, 3, 4 kids from previous marriages. The
Marriage
oldest.
is.
I'm sorry?
Marriage is. Not one guy, not one
I'm
baby
not
daddy.
positive. I'd have to do the math. I think looking at the marriages, no, I don't think that they're all from one person.
Right.
Let's see. So first one is 34 and the last one is 23.
Wow.
And now she is pregnant again.
And is she saying me and my model husband did it and
Yeah.
I'm pregnant under natural circumstances?
She said it's
What you said is feasible.
Yes.
Right.
As long as you haven't gone through menopause, you
I
start
don't know.
releasing eggs.
I'm thinking, at 50, that's the cutoff point. But why would an age be not a thing? So if you haven't gone into menopause, you can still naturally have a baby?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously unlikely. Sperm count on men drops, eggs for women drop, viability drops. But
I
it is
counted mine
possible.
just yesterday, and it seemed the same.
But her husband is younger. He's roughly the same age as her other kids.
Close.
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. 39.
He's 39. Her eldest is 34.
Yeah. Wow.
Jamie Foxx is set to star in the latest Spawn movie from Todd McFarlane. He created the original comic. Todd McFarlane, not Jamie Foxx. He created the original comic. He will be writing and directing the picture. Spawn first appeared in print in 1992, was a hit right away. It was adapted to a movie, and now they said they are going to bring it back with Jamie Foxx.
I hated the movie, but I would say this because I also hate the idea of a sequel to a movie I hated. But if anybody can pull it off, it'd be Jamie Foxx. That guy's so talented.
It's incredible.
Man. It's
Yeah.
annoying. And he's producing a game show just so his daughter can be on TV and be a DJ. She's
wow.
the DJ on the show, and he introduces her in this whole thing.
And he's a nice guy, too,
He's
right?
been nice to me every time I've ever met him. He's been sweet.
The most recent movie for him was Baby Driver, where he played a good bad guy.
Yeah, I did.
He was the bad guy, but he was good at it.
Right.
That's what I mean by a good bad guy.
Thanks.
Days after the presidential pardon of Jack Johnson, Sylvester Stallone has announced plans for a biopic.
All right, I love Sly, but if he thinks he can play Jack Johnson, because first of all, he's too short.
Yeah.
But, let's be honest with the guy. You're too short to be Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, in 1968, there was a play called The Great White Hope, and Jack Johnson was portrayed by James Earl Jones.
Wow.
Now, he's a little bit too old to reprise that role. Sylvester Stallone has all things against him to play that character.
Yeah, he's not all that young either.
Right.
And he's the wrong
And he's short.
color.
Right.
Well, they said...
I don't see color, Sarah. Which means if I go to the movie and he plays, I was be going, wow, I wish something was happening on the screen. Oh, somebody must be white because I don't see them.
Sylvester Stallone has launched Balboa Productions, and the first film they put out will be that of the first African-American heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson.
Wow, neat. I saw a play right here in Seattle at I think it was the Act Theater called The Royal. And I believe it was the fighter in it was Jack Johnson. It was really good because at that theater, the stage is kind of beneath you.
I've never been.
You don't sit down and look up at actors on a stage. You get in small bleacher type things, and the stage is at foot level. And everybody's right there
cool.
at your height. So it's really weird. It's really interesting, but it worked.
A new Lego video game from Warner Brothers is coming out. It features the Joker and Harley Quinn. It is set for release on October 16th, and it is titled Lego DC Supervillains.
Catchy.
They released a game trailer yesterday, because that's the world we live in now. You get game trailers. The Joker wreaks havoc on Superman's city of Metropolis in the absence of the Justice League. Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Reverse Flash then join in on the villainous fun as the Joker takes over a prison.
Are you
All
sure
right.
this is new?
This is a new video game.
Oh, okay. Then it's based... Because I'm going, should I say I watched this movie and that's what happens?
That happened in a movie play.
And by the way, here's how my life rolls, man. Mid-afternoon yesterday, spent about 40 minutes watching the Lego Ninja movie. Not as good as the Lego Batman movie, but very good.
Lego Batman was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Lego DC Supervillains will be available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Melissa McCarthy and her cast of raunchy puppets got a victory in court yesterday. There was a lawsuit that said the Sesame Street, I'm trying to think of delicate ways to do this. Sesame Street had sued saying that the puppets looked similar to Sesame Street puppets, and those puppets in this movie did dirty things.
Yeah, and they mentioned them even in the trailer. Their
What
tagline
puppets? Am I
was,
the only one that's out on this? What?
there's a new movie coming out. It's not out yet, but it's their puppets, and they're like committing murders and things.
That's odd.
Like it's a raunchy comedy for adults with these Sesame Street looking puppets. And their tagline for one of the trailers was "No Sesame, All Street," because they're
Got it.
they're
Yeah.
just gritty street puppets.
Well, lawyers for Sesame Street said this happened in an older court case about the 1970s porn movie Debbie Does Dallas, and they found that to infringe on the Dallas Cowboys' good name. And the judge said, don't care. That movie was X-rated. This one's rated R, and it's totally different. So this is a movie that's coming out called The Happy Time Murders, starring Melissa McCarthy and her cast of raunchy puppets. They said using that tagline, all sesame and no street. No,
I think that's
No
it. No Sesame, All Street.
All
All
Street,
Street. They said it's okay. So Sesame Street's super sad because these puppets are filthy.
Right.
And
Yeah, but it's clearly parody, and that is protected.
Yeah.
There have been those kind of lawsuits. So, you get too close to anything. I remember the Reverend Jerry Falwell sued Hustler because they wrote a whole story with pictures about how he was raised having sex with his mother.
Oh.
He's a minister, for God's sakes. And I felt it a believable article. And he sued him, and they said, hey, nobody thinks you're actually having sex with your mom because of this article. You're fine. And they didn't award him anything.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian was at the White House yesterday to hang out with Donald Trump.
That's the historical summit we've been talking about. President finally meets with a Kim on U.S. soil.
Well, it's funny you say that, Paul, because
it's exactly what my news anchor said, and I believed it. I got to watch this.
Yeah.
She went yesterday, and the press has been having a field day with it, and they're talking about it being the big Trump-Kim summit.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a headline out of New York that has people up in arms, but before I tell you about that, I'll tell you the reason Kim Kardashian went to meet with the president is that she has been campaigning about one woman in particular who is behind bars for life without any eligibility of parole for a drug violation. Because as we know, back in the day, when you got convicted of a drug crime, the penalties were extremely strong.
Is this person a 3 strikes you're out person?
Yes.
Okay.
Her name is Alice Marie Johnson, a low-level drug offender who is more than 20 years into a life sentence. She was convicted of money laundering and drug conspiracy in 1997.
Yeah, from what I read and understand, she's not a low-level anything. She was a kingpin.
They say she was a go-between for dealers, but has long denied personally selling any drugs, that she was just a go-between. And Kim Kardashian and this woman's other supporters say this is excessive punishment for a non-violent drug offense. And the fact that it's more than 20 years, no eligibility for parole is too much.
Yeah, here's the other side of that argument, though, is that they believe that people were, in fact, killed and shot because of drug transactions. That she wasn't there doesn't, absolve her from the murders that were committed essentially in her name. As you know, I say legalize everything, and this will stop happening.
So she met with Donald Trump yesterday, and then the jokes started.
Right.
Now, some people aren't real happy about some of the headlines. Another big ass summit. Trump meets Rump. And another photo
that's not
is
terrible.
Kim Thong-un.
Right, yeah, pretty good, man.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Now, some people thought this was funny, and others are calling it appalling that she is there for a very serious conversation about drug reform, and that this is disgusting, and that talking about her butt, all of these publications talking about her butt is uncalled for.
But isn't that what she's she's famous for talking about her own butt and
Yes.
Yeah, you got to remember, that's
promoting it.
relatively new.
Yeah.
The butt, which she claims is from special exercises, which it is not, unless the exercise is injecting fat into your butt. But I think she has every right. I think, she's talking to the president of the United States, who is a reality TV star.
Yeah.
She has every right. If she cares about something like this, I'm shocked, really, to find out she cares about anything but her hair. But she does, so God bless her.
Well, and it's just hard for a lot of people to take her seriously because I'm with Paul. She's famous for her butt. She has tried to break the internet on numerous occasions. She just posted a completely naked photo of herself, barely covering up half of her, I can say nipples.
Is that even a new one? I think there's a shot of her that was in a magazine where she's full-blown naked.
Yes, but I'm saying there's a brand new one that came out last week that you see her upper parts, as well as another one where she posted with her bottom parts. That
Her
you can
upper
see.
parts are displayed?
Yes.
Well, I got to do a little more research on this story.
Apparently. She's displaying her upper parts.
So while it's a very great issue that she's campaigning for, I understand the press having a hard time taking her seriously when she's all about naked pictures of her butt.
And the reality TV show, naked or not, it's silly, and
Yeah.
you don't take those people all that serious.
Well, that might be a mistake on our part. Who knows what they're capable of doing?
Sure.
Although I don't really think so, but I think they should be given the opportunity. This lady's in jail and she thinks it's unfair. I would certainly use that platform, no matter how I got the platform. I got the platform. If I am actually standing on my own butt, which is very difficult, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Tough outing for the Mariners yesterday. James Paxton pitched really well. The bullpen did not. The Mariners fall to the Rangers, giving up 4 in the 7th inning. So the score was 7-6 Rangers. We'll turn it around today. We've got Wade LeBlanc on the mound versus Mike Minor. Rangers-Mariners first pitch is 7:10. If you were at last night's Mariners game, let's talk about Mariners KZOK music trivia.
All
It's hard to miss the song. It blasts through the stadium. KZOK is in lights all over Safeco. If you were at last night's game and you remember the song from Mariners KZOK music trivia, you need to call right now. The first person to tell us at 800-252-1025 wins tickets to an upcoming game. Derek, what do they win?
Tickets for the game tomorrow night at 7:10 versus the Tampa Bay Rays, which just happens to be Mariners Pajama Bottoms night.
Mariners Pajama Bottoms night.
Wow.
That was close. 800-252-1025. Call right now to win. A cute video circulated from the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland A's game. Now, this was in Oakland. Carlos Gomez was playing in right field for Tampa Bay. So this is in Oakland. He was having a hard time fighting the sun, and he didn't have any eye black. He didn't have any special sunglasses. In fact, he had no sunglasses. So he did what I don't think I've ever seen anybody in baseball do before. He walked over to the edge where the seats start and asked one of the fans to borrow his sunglasses.
That's fun.
Neat.
That's awesome.
I like it a lot.
The fan handed him his sunglasses.
Wouldn't it be funny if they were a prescription? Saw worse.
Yeah.
So he hands this Tampa Bay Rays player the sunglasses.
Yeah.
He goes back out to his position, makes the catch, makes the out, goes back over, gives the guy his sunglasses and a game ball.
Well, very nice.
Very cool.
Super nice.
So the fan talked to MLB.com afterwards and said, he is my new favorite non-A's player. Because remember, this was the opposing team.
Right.
So
Right.
good sportsmanship.
I think I don't like the Oakland A's.
Well, yeah, why is that?
Because, was that Jose Canseco?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because one of their players punched me in the face.
Oh.
That makes you not, I'm against them.
Tonight, the Las Vegas Aces will be playing the Seattle Storm at 7 p.m. Yesterday, Stanley Cup Finals was a very good game. The Washington Capitals defeated the Golden Knights 3-2. That series is now tied 1-1. Next game, Game 3, Saturday at 5 o'clock. A lot of good scoring opportunities, a lot of good goaltending. It was a good football game. Geez, good hockey game to watch all
Go
around.
Tips.
Go Tips.
NBA Finals, we get underway tonight. Cavs at Warriors. Tip-off is at 6. Now, if you are a Golden State Warriors or a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, there is a cool promotion going on from Taco Bell. Taco Bell is giving away free tacos when those teams face off during the NBA Finals, which starts, as I said, tonight. It's sort of like the steal a game, steal a taco promotion they've done before. So if the team on the road steals the game from the home team,
Oh, yeah.
then everyone gets a Doritos Locos taco for free. So we want the Cavs to win tonight.
No, we don't. Because Danny and I have, free taco or not, Danny and I have 50 trillion Zimbabwean dollars riding on this.
Wait, so who's got who?
Who's got who?
I've got the Warriors, Danny's got the Cavs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if the
Go
Cavs
Tips.
win, we get free tacos.
Right. Okay.
But if the Warriors win, then Paul has a leg up.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Why?
confusing.
Which everybody wants that.
Well, for
Why
those,
does he have a leg up?
Because I will have won one of the necessary 4 games to beat you.
Ah, so we've bet this whole series.
Yeah, whoever
Ah,
wins
I
the
thought we bet
championship.
tonight's
yeah.
game.
these are the championships. So, Danny, you and I have a bet on the Stanley Cup Finals. That's tied. I have the Capitals. You have the Golden Knights. And then the NBA Finals, same thing. The championship gets doled out at the end. You've got the Cavs. Paul's got the Warriors.
I am going to go to Gamblers Anonymous because I cannot keep track of all these bets.
Well, and we only have one $50 trillion bill,
Yeah, I
so
don't
there's
know
a
how
lot
this
of
is gonna
bets
work
going
out.
on.
Hey, congratulations to Jeff in Seattle. He was at last night's Mariners game and knew that the song, the Mariners KZOK music trivia song, was Fly Like an Eagle from the Steve Miller Band. Jeff in Seattle, congratulations, buddy. You're going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up, I forget, Derek, what does he win?
Jeff won tickets for the game tomorrow night at 7:10 versus the Tampa Bay Rays, which just happens to be Mariners Pajama Bottoms night.
Mariners Pajama Bottoms night.
Tomorrow.
I can't get that right.
He
Sorry.
changes it every time.
Oh, is it him?
Sometimes he says bottoms, sometimes he says bottom.
Well, what
sometimes he
is
says
it, Derek?
pajamas.
Tomorrow night is Mariners Pajama Bottoms night when the Mariners take on the Rays. They're comfy, cozy, and free to the first 10,000 fans. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
All right, so I guess it's confusing because it's plural, and then it's
Right,
not plural. Then
right.
it's plural, then it's not plural.
I thought so
Mariners
too.
Pajama Bottoms night. Let's
Yeah.
get rid of the pajamas. No, the bottoms.
No, pajama bottoms, not pajamas bottom or pajamas
But
bottoms.
I think the pajama bottom would still be more correct. Just we're never going to do it because it sounds weird.
Yeah.
But it's one thing. It's singular.
How about
Right.
Mariner Pajama Bottom night? No.
No, it sounds weird. But I think as long as we do it one way and not six different ways.
The other confusing thing to me a little bit
Yeah?
is it 10 times a week that you go, hey, Derek, I forgot what you just said. And he has to say it again.
Danny,
you
I
should
don't
see
listen
somebody.
to him. I do know this. You have another chance to win tickets tomorrow morning, right around the same time, probably to that Mariners Pajamas Nights Bottom thing, but I don't remember.
Well said. Well said. Hey, at 7:20 this morning, we are playing a new game. It's called Who's Your Daddy? I like it already, and you can win a wonderful Father's Day gift pack. 7:20, Who's Your Daddy? Right now, I believe it is 7:03.
We had a strange story in the news about a 71-year-old woman who had traveled to all 50 states, which doesn't sound all that unusual
No.
because a lot of people aspire to do that. Go to all 50 states. That's a bucket list type of thing. But no, she didn't just want to go to all 50 states. She wanted to do a headstand in all 50 states.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. That seems really kind of self-serving and weird, but I guess for the photograph, maybe.
Well, I guess a bucket list is self-serving. It is something just that to do for yourself, but she's really into yoga.
Yeah,
and
but I
I've
get like you.
noticed people do that with yoga. They go everywhere they go, they have to do a yoga pose and they do take a picture.
God, that's why I hate people who do yoga. But you want to do baseball fields, right?
I've got a couple, but I definitely want to go to all the baseball parks, all the hockey arenas. But even more than that, the one I really want to do, my bucket list type of thing, is I want to go to all continents, all seven
All
continents.
seven?
Oh, yeah.
But you don't want to climb all 7 peaks and all 7 continents.
No.
That's crazy, man.
A lot of people like to have that one, but I'm
There
too
should be a law
shy.
against those people.
Yeah?
Because I know they're dangerously unbalanced. So just prevent them from the crime they were obviously going to do.
I'm too shy, and I don't, as in two are missing from my continent list, and I don't know how I'm ever getting to Antarctica. It takes forever to get there. You need to take like 2 or 3 weeks.
Why the hell would you want to go to Antarctica?
I want
That's
to
a
go to
terrible
Antarctica
place.
bad to see all the animals.
And just to cross that off your list
Yes.
so that you've
But
got
it's your list.
that accomplishment.
Change it.
Your bucket list item could be I want to go to 6 of the 7 continents. It
Good,
could be, yeah.
good. I have
Why
no
not?
desire to go
Sure.
there.
But that's like saying, okay, so I know a lot of people have the same bucket list item, which is all the baseball
Right.
parks.
I want to go to most of the baseball parks.
Yeah, who says that?
Some of 'em.
I'll skip Oakland because Danny doesn't like Oakland.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
true.
don't like Oakland Skip. I just say it's wear and tear on your body. You don't
Yeah.
accomplish anything. The amount of flights it will take to get you there, I think. You know how often you come home from vacation really sick? Now put yourself on a plane with 900 different people that keep stopping everywhere and
Yeah.
picking up weird foreign diseases. Don't do it, Sarah. I am here for you.
Also-
Antarctica's not that hard to get to. It's
Seems hard to get
It
to.
does seem, and didn't you just say it's real hard to
no,
get to?
it's a time consuming as in you take a cruise. As soon as you get there, you then have to get on a boat to get to Antarctica. So you fly to Patagonia and then you get on a cruise, and that cruise is typically 11 days.
In the good part of Antarctica, so you're on an ice crack breaker?
You get to go to all different ices and look at all different types of animals. and
Okay, I'm going to
things.
go home today. I'm going to reach my freezer. I'm going to get some ice. And I'm going to hold it in front of your face. Think, now you don't have to go to Antarctica. But here's the one thing about it. It's a bucket list. It's yours.
Yeah.
If that's what I want to do, have at it. My bucket list, one of the many, many things I've got for my bucket list, is something you gave me.
What's that?
I want to go to the only Michelin star food cart in the world in Singapore.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Yeah, see, and by the way, I get there, it's warm, and I'm eating. I'm not cold to being chased by bears.
I like that that's on your bucket list.
It is, first thing I wrote down.
A little bit unusual, and that's the kind of fun part about it. Like, we don't really approve of this 71-year-old wanting to do a headstand in every 50 states.
Yeah, but I don't think she should be killed or anything.
Yeah, it's unusual. It's her bucket list, so be it. And I'm sure people listening to us right now have something unusual on their bucket list. If you do, call us. We would love to hear from you. 800-252-1025, or text in the unusual item on your bucket list.
So there's this 71-year-old lady, and she's traveling to all 50 states and doing a headstand, and I realized I'm overly against this. It's her thing. Whatever you want to do, that's fine, lady. I just don't get it. So we're asking, what is something unusual on your bucket list? 1-800-252-1025, or you can text away at 90627.
Let's hear first from Joe in Everett.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, I'd like to be part of the first colony on the moon.
Well, that's potentially attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to live to see it, to be honest with you.
Well,
I don't mean to poo-poo people's bucket lists here, but I'm 58. I don't know how old Joe is, but I don't believe I'm going to make that. And that's why it's his bucket list and mine, not mine. I don't care. That's not my thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think on Matt's bucket list is definitely space travel, which is likely more attainable than being first on the moon.
But he's like 12 years old.
The moon colony.
He could because I think I'm only off
married
by
to a 12-year-old.
well, you know what I mean. He's just young and healthy, and he's
Yes.
not me, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I think I'm only off by about 20 years or so. So if he can just hang in a little long enough, he might make it.
Yeah,
And
I
he
mean,
applied
space
for that.
travel is possible because they're working on that as recreational, as tourism, but to be on a moon colony, that's probably 75 to 100 years away.
Probably.
Didn't Matt apply for that one-way trip to Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, things going okay at home?
Yeah, I got to call Rick Jones.
You can't
I can't call Rick Jones?
divorce for men, not divorce from men.
I think he'll talk to women as well.
I asked him to do something for me one day, and before I could get the whole question out of my mouth, he said, "I do not represent friends."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "Hey, man, I just want you to do like this legal thing."
But other women can call, right?
I feel free.
Something unusual on your bucket list. What is it? That's the conversation we're having. Let's talk to Ben on Whidbey Island.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, I've got a big bucket list. I'm going to take a 3-year trip in my motorhome to the United States. But the number one thing on my list is to take a balloon ride through the canyon.
All right, I'm going to repeat that for you because there's a lot of weird sound. He would like to take a balloon ride through the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, taking off. Did he say 3 months to go or 3
RV,
years?
I thought he said 3
months.
years.
Oh, 3 years.
I don't know. His connection was awful.
3 years to travel around the United States, but it will culminate in a balloon ride through the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool, and I don't care for the balloon ride. I've done it, and it wasn't that great. But to hover quietly, because that's the thing with helicopters, so much noise, to be tranquil over the Grand Canyon, that would be something.
That sounds pretty spectacular.
Meh.
No.
Paul doesn't
you're
like the
mad when
Grand
you see
Canyon.
it. You're now flying in a balloon, Paul.
Hey, it's Abe Simpson.
Hey, Wayne, how the hell are you?
Hey, good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sweetheart.
The first thing is I don't want to kick the bucket on the bucket list.
Right?
The second thing is I want to have a beer, at least explore all the microbreweries in every 50 states.
Oh, I like that bucket
Yeah,
list.
that sounds great. And it's completely obtainable.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I believe Wayne is a retired person with an income that
Yep.
can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep.
You know, the world is Abe's oyster, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you can go do that, you should do that.
By the way, I had an oyster stout the other day. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, the world is your oyster, but just don't put it in beer.
That does not sound good.
It was not good. Our friend Bill in Lakewood is calling in.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm well, buddy. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How you doing, sir?
I'm excellent, Bill. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. It's
Good.
fine.
Good, good, good.
So what I'd like to do, I'm a huge Yankee fan, so I'd like to attend the game in Fenway Park and watch the Yankees and the Red Sox play.
Wow, I knew I didn't like Bill for a reason.
What did you just say?
My Yankee jersey.
Yeah, no. I don't mean to be any guy that poo-poos bucket list, but that's stupid.
Why?
He'll get killed. He wants to wear a Yankees uniform to a Red Sox game?
It's safer than if he wore a Red Sox shirt to a Yankee Stadium. There's
Definitely.
less violence, believe it or not, at Fenway Park.
Is that true?
Yes.
You can do none of
Factually
these.
speaking, that is true.
You can do none of these in Philadelphia. I will tell you that right now.
Oh,
Don't wear
no.
wrong team jersey
Yep.
in Philly.
Yep.
I just thought the Red Sox, the Boston teams were kind of brutal. Are they not?
They're not the nicest, but no, as I said, it is far, far worse to do it in Yankee Stadium with the opposing team's jersey.
All right,
There's a
then
lot
you
more
get to it.
instances of violence. What about Jeremiah calling from Seattle, the unusual item on your bucket list?
Morning.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, sweetheart. What's up?
All right. I'd like to skydive, free fall over every continent. Antarctica could be the challenge, like Derek said, with all the ice, but I think it'd be awesome to touch down on every continent.
You might have to wear a special suit to jump over
In
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Because it's cold. You'd be surprised. The highest jump I ever did was 14,000 feet. And in the plane waiting to jump, all of a sudden it's like 0 degrees. I think I was in Arizona or some such thing, and it shouldn't have been 0. So I think you'd be very cold jumping out of Antarctica. But yeah,
Plus,
I get it.
If you miss your landing spot, then you're with the penguins, the walruses, whatever in the water.
There's pretty
It's
much
a big place.
yeah.
It'd be hard to miss.
How about Melissa in Puyallup, your unusual item on your bucket list?
Hey guys, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. So Danny, you could appreciate this one because you're a diver.
Yeah.
I have a fear of deep water. However, I would love to try to get over that and then go to like Easter Island and go to like the Turtle Islands. I would love to swim with turtles. I would love to play underwater and see all the cool things that you can see, but I got to get over that fear of like deep water, because I would love to go, like my husband used to dive in Lake Michigan because they have like dive parks up there all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's dark, but I want to do it. So,
I actually
and I would
got my PADI certificate over in Lake Michigan. It was horrible.
I bet, but that's a strange fear, and she should be able to overcome it.
But do you dive, Melissa?
I don't. I would love to scuba dive and dive, and because I am obsessed with marine life. I would love to play with everything under the water.
I am here to help you out. What you want to do, you can Google it when we get off of here. You can Google Florida helmet dive or Mexico helmet dive, and what it is go in your bathing suit, and they put a nice looking, but it's based on the oldie time diving bell. You put a helmet on your head, it doesn't even get wet, and you just walk around underwater.
Oh, cool.
And the hose is, I think, 25 feet. You're pretty deep, and there's sanctuaries that you can do this in. There's sculpture gardens you can do this in.
But she's afraid of deep water, so I don't know if she would have to go snorkeling in like Hawaii where it's knee level.
On these, you're not what I would consider deep because you don't need tanks and you don't need to stabilize or anything like that. Check it out, Melissa. I think you will dig it.
And it's not deep enough that it's dark, because that seems
it's
to be
bright.
her biggest
You're
fear.
walking
is that
around
it's
seeing all
dark.
the statues and stuff. It's crazy, by the way, all these statues underwater.
That's the problem. You got to skip places like Lake Michigan.
Yeah, no,
Skip the dark places.
It's a bad idea.
Rob Louisville, good morning.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Rob.
Well, I've done most of the things I've ever wanted to do. I'm a pretty simple person and a huge fan of the show. I would love to own a KZOK T-shirt.
I think we can help with that item on his bucket list.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, Danny.
Well, I love the guy, but Rob is baiting us.
Yeah.
In my bucket list, if I could just get Sarah to say Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo,
See,
Rob.
it's just that. Rob, I say you have to work harder than that. All right, I'll get you a T-shirt.
Rob, we'll put you back on hold, and Derek can get your info. We'll send you a T-shirt.
Do we even have T-shirts anymore?
I'm sure that I've got
I
one
don't
in
even
my
have a
closet.
KZOK
I-
T-shirt.
yeah.
Oh, we'll send him Sarah's out of her closet.
Yeah.
I have a KZOK hoodie, but I stole that.
Yeah. We have some text in 90627. One of our texters says their bucket list had all 50 states, visiting all 50 states, and only Maine is left, and also wants to tell Sarah that they're going to Antarctica in December. So you should be jealous about that. Jackie from Yelm wants to go diving with great white sharks. Would you go diving with great white sharks,
Done it.
Danny? You've done it?
Yep.
In a
Or-
cage or?
No.
No, really?
But they're not sedated. It's in I told you guys about this, in the aquarium in Australia. It's a tank full of great whites, and the water's just so cold, they thrive on another temperature water than this, and you can get in if you have, I don't know if it's money or you're somebody, I was a guest of the state, I guess, and then you just walk through the bottom, like I was saying about the helmet dive, except you're still got the tank on your back.
Wow.
And they're monsters, man. They're not right. Their teeth, are kind of on the outside and just crazy gnarly. And and then somebody threw a fish in when I was about to get out. But they didn't move and they didn't care.
Really?
I don't know if they were sedated or what. They're stupid sharks.
Paul, what's the unusual item on your bucket list?
I want to go on an airboat, like one of those big with the big fans. across like a alligator infested swamp with some of those people that are like, that's a big alligator.
Yeah, yeah.
I just watched that alligator hunter show, and I go, that looks fun. Like, I don't want to live there. Like, I don't want to spend a week there or anything, but I'd like to just go out there and experience it.
Go to the Florida Panhandle. Go to Louisiana.
Oh, Florida.
Why is Louisiana in Florida?
That is weird.
That's
I said,
very
or
confusing.
Louisiana, places that
I
have
don't know how
those.
these things work.
Tori, what is the unusual item on your bucket list?
I want to get in a fist fight.
All right. I think most people would kick your ass. I'm sorry.
Okay, so maybe I just want to punch somebody.
All right, for that, you've come to the right guy. I've been hit a bazillion times. If this will help you do something, you can just beat the bejesus out of me.
Oh,
Do you want it
thanks,
to be
Danny.
a girl, Tori, or a boy?
Girl if they're fighting back.
Yeah, makes sense.
What's wrong with you?
I don't want to fight a boy.
Or Derek. You could take Derek.
I
Anybody
totally
can take
could.
Derek.
Kill Derek. That's not fair.
Renee in Bothell said she wants to ride an ostrich. That's what's on her bucket list. And Derek, what is the unusual thing on yours?
It's so simple. I just want to feed a penguin by hand. I just want to throw the little, fish in his
Why
mouth.
can't he do that?
Well, I don't want to go to Antarctica. That
No.
seems like a really big pain in the ass. And I go to the zoo and I try to bribe the high school kids working there feeding the penguins, and they won't let me do it. They're like, oh, I'll lose my job.
Oh,
All right.
let's
Little
make
babies.
This come
As
through.
much as we can
Come
get
true for him.
Rob a T-shirt, I think we can get Derek to feed a penguin. Mine is obviously a little more difficult. I would really like to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before I die.
But the high school kids working there just won't give it to you.
I'll beat him. Me and Tori will beat him.
Thank you for all your calls and texts. It is now time to play Who's Your Daddy?
Who's your daddy?
You can win a pair of tickets to Battle at the Boat 116 and tickets to an upcoming Rainiers game. It's a Father's Day gift pack that could be yours. But if you want to play, call right now, 800-252-1025 on 102.5 KZOK, where we are playing the new game that's sweeping the nation. Who's Your Daddy?
Who's your daddy?
You can win a pair of a prize pack, actually. It's a Father's Day gift pack, which includes a pair of tickets to Battle at the Boat 116, which is hosted by Danny, and a 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming Rainiers game. In order to win, you will just have to match up the famous TV offspring to their on-screen dad. Our contestant, Justin in Bremerton.
Hello. Hello, Justin. How the hell are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Well, there we go. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
80% of the time, yeah.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
I believe so.
Then here we go. Who's your daddy if you are Greg, Peter, or Bobby? Growing up in a suburb of the City of Angels, Dad was an architect and the head of a huge blended family with the whole bunch living in a house that he designed. But did that family have a band that outsold the Beatles? No, they did not. Did they have an adorable wisecracking redhead? No, they did not. A little bitter on this one. Plus, I totally beat up one of the sons. Anyway, where the hell was I? Oh, yeah. Can you tell me, who's your daddy?
That'd be Mr. Brady from the Brady Bunch.
I will accept Mr. Brady from the Brady Bunch. Very nice. We also would have gone with Robert Reed.
Or Mike Brady.
Yeah, Mike Brady.
Justin in Bremerton, my friend, you have won a Father's Day gift pack, a pair of tickets to Battle at the Boat 116, and a 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming Rainiers game. You're going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up that prize pack, and the rest of you can win one tomorrow at 7:20. Plus, the big news of the day comes next.
Damn right it is, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can go online to goldbergjones.com.
Walmart announced a new perk for employees yesterday: subsidize college tuition and a relaxed dress code. They are partnering with Guild Education, and the company said employees can begin enrolling immediately. Employees can obtain degrees through a handful of different universities. And under the program, workers pay $1 per day in pursuit of their degree. Walmart will subsidize the cost of tuition, books, and fees, eliminating the need for student loan debt.
And are there like caps on what it can be and how much you can charge? The Walmart might have to spend?
Caps as in how many employees?
No, it's like, in some cases, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college. Would they pay that?
Yep. Well, like I said, it's only a handful of universities. You can't say, yeah, I'm going to Harvard and Walmart's paying for it.
That's what I meant, I guess.
And if you go to these chosen universities, it's a program that they have set up so that you will not have to pay to go to college as long as you're working at Walmart.
Super cool.
They also announced a new dress code that will allow workers to wear denim and shirts of any colors. Plus, managers can now wear athletic shoes.
Well, no, I did not know that was a thing that you couldn't do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a handful of Walmarts, and it didn't seem like there was a well-enforced dress code amongst the employees. They all wear that vest, and then it's kind of a mess after
Okay,
that.
I'm in red and black checkered Vans and a crazy colored Hawaiian shirt. Can I be a manager at Walmart while going to college? That's what I want to know.
No.
Oh. Well, now I'm kind of bummed. I thought I could. I was pretty sure I was breaking the ceiling on that one.
Turns out Kim Jong-un might be as big of a fan of fast food as Donald Trump. According to a new U.S. intelligence assessment, the North Korean leader is opening up a Western hamburger franchise in Pyongyang as a show of goodwill.
That is goodwill.
They said this is a way of gaining favor with our burger-loving president.
Have you seen how big Kim is, though?
He's huge.
He's globular. And now I will not be ridiculous and say those two guys, I don't know that they can shake hands. Of course they can shake hands, but I don't think they could hug. They'd be belly to belly hard. They'd get to the other guy's ears. Maybe. That'd look weird.
Well, we know that Donald Trump is a big fan of burgers.
Yeah, Mickey D's in specific, which I like.
He's a big fan of McDonald's, the Big Mac, and when he was meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan, he went to a burger restaurant, and so now Kim Jong-un said...
In my opinion, that's better than George Bush Sr., who went to visit Japan and threw up in the lap of their prime minister. And there's video of it. Like, how embarrassing is that? Like, practice sushi first, man.
Singapore Airlines announced it will launch the world's longest flight later this year from Singapore to New York, 19 hours.
Do they have backup pilots on board?
They have to by law.
They have, right, because I think a truck driver can only drive steady. I want to say 8 hours a day, but I think I'd be wrong. Maybe it's 10. But either way, it's not 19, and that truck's not flying.
No, and most of the long-haul flights, there is a seat that is for pilots to nap in first class. And I think it's something even shorter, like 8 hours, 10 hours that pilots do take a break. 19 hours.
Crazy.
So they'll have to rotate through pilots 3 times.
Most likely.
They got to have a big crew.
Crazy.
And what about like the flight attendants and stuff?
I was just going to say, I don't understand how the flight attendants can stay up.
Tough it out. That's how.
19 hours.
Because, I mean, think about it. If other people's safety are involved in any way, well, you have to obey these 8 hours, 10 hours rule. But if your feet hurt, do your job and get double overtime or whatever.
But they're responsible for passenger safety as well, you know, in the event of emergency.
In the event of the emergency, I'm sure they can get you out the side of the door as well as others. I think we're all getting really soft, man. A 19-hour shift, and maybe I don't have to do them, so maybe that's why I'm saying I have a 4-hour shift. Yeah. And I'm tired right now talking about it.
19 hours is cruel and unusual.
It's cruel and unusual, but you want the I am telling you right now, there are people listening to this radio show that have worked 19 hours nonstop, and we're well, I don't know about happy they did it, but got the double time.
Yeah, but think of it this way: for a flight attendant, you're not working 19 hours. You are getting to the airport 3 hours ahead of time. And then when the flight ends, you don't just walk off and leave.
Do you remember when I was
24 hours?
I was late coming home from New Jersey one time because the pilots were stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
So they don't get to work that early.
Well, this flight is 500 miles ahead of the present record holder, which is Qatar Airways. And so this will be the longest. They have not revealed a price yet.
Wow.
I'm curious about that. And this morning, we are finding out some unusual information from Donald Trump. He announced an out-of-the-blue pardon moments ago of a controversial conservative pundit. According to Donald Trump, we'll be giving a full pardon to Dinesh D'Souza today. He was treated very unfairly by our government. D'Souza was a prominent critic of Obama. He pleaded guilty in 2014 to violating campaign finance laws and was sentenced to 5 years of probation, some of which was in a confinement center. He also had a $30,000 fine Donald Trump said he will be pardoning him today.
Well, that's weird. You don't usually, I don't think, I've only seen a few of these when the president does this. Don't you usually pardon people who have, like, they've done their time and they've been punished and this and that? Like Jack Johnson's been dead 80 years.
Yeah.
It's weird to pardon a guy who's still on probation.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. And he has continued to say very controversial things. Most recently, a tweet taunting survivors of the school shooting in Florida, the Parkland shooting.
But that's not what he's been charged with and convicted of. He also violated actual law.
Campaign. But this, wait
And
a minute.
pled guilty.
But this is interesting. What'd he do?
He tweeted, "Worst news since their parents told them to get summer jobs."
Okay, so it's a bad joke.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
And if, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you can actually be incarcerated for bad jokes, I'm going, Paul and I are in prison now.
But yes, he pled guilty
Feels like
to
prison sometimes.
breaking the law. Also making big news, Jeff Goldblum has a new project. Jeff Goldblum has a pretty big career.
Yeah. He's got to be shocked that he's this big.
Most recently in Thor Ragnarok, that character was super annoying.
I agree. I thought the movie was better than you thought it was, but we agree on Jeff.
Yeah. Jurassic Park, Independence Day. You know, he has been in so many movies.
You don't get bigger than those, really.
Well, Jeff Goldblum is preparing to record his debut jazz LP with Decca Records.
Oh, I better be great. I've seen him play.
His piano work, they say, is so impressive that they signed him to a contract. He'll be accompanying soul jazz vocalist Gregory Porter, and that this is something that he's known for being a very good pianist, but that he's actually got the skills to put out a full jazz album.
Yeah, he's amazing. I saw him. I've seen him twice. I saw him do a full show one time at a place called the Vermont, oddly enough, on Vermont in Los Angeles. And I couldn't believe it, man. It was not kidding around great.
Well, this will be coming out shortly. And
is this him singing?
No, this is Gregory Porter. They had an appearance on the Graham Norton show.
Let's hear some of this.
But this is him on piano.
Yes.
Many dreams have been brought to.
This guy's got nice pipes.
He does have nice pipes. I'm thinking I could play this. He just played Dink on one key just then. I could do that.
Let's see. Does this do we know, Derek, does this piano kick in at all?
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, this is the Snoopy theme, right?
Yeah. Ooh, hate it.
It's jazz.
Yeah, hate jazz. Hate jazz a lot.
That's the big news of the day. It's brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or find them online, goldbergjones.com.
Oh, but there's more. Coming up next is Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. It was hard this morning. I felt it. Hard to get out of bed. When did all these cumulonimbus clouds hit us?
What?
Why, it was just yesterday, my neighbor Vanessa and I, we were sunning the melons, trying to ripen them up in the garden, but oh no, clouds and just 64 for the high today. Here's the good news. Oh, this weekend, it's all about buns, thick, juicy sausage, rump roast, pound cake with bacon.
What's happening?
Oh, yes. Perfect weekend of barbecue and picnic.
Oh.
Enjoy. I'll be thinking of you. With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
First word, I was lost from her first words. My goodness gracious, young lady. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Hey, you should be here tomorrow morning at 7:50, because if you can tell us where Sarah's Beaver has been, you're going to win stuff. It's Steely Dan tickets and the Doobie Brothers. And that's happening at Key Arena. Did you go out and get the iHeartRadio app? Actually, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just do this wherever you are right now. The iHeartRadio app is all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, and all free. Listen right now. You can just get on your smart speakers. Just say, Alexa, please play. You don't have to say please. She's a machine and she works for you. Play KZOK on iHeartRadio, or OK Google, play KZOK on iHeartRadio.
There's a strange story making news about a crematorium in San Diego who had a misfire and a big
Who?
plume of smoke, which contained ashes, went into the air all around San Diego.
Like people ashes?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think that's not really the kind of mistake that's supposed to happen at a crematorium?
No.
But there's very few other mistakes that are going to happen. You could throw a live guy in there, but I think they would protest. You'd notice, I think.
But like funeral homes, people who take care of the remains of your loved ones, they shouldn't make mistakes.
They do almost. Have you ever been to one of those
Well, they
places?
shouldn't.
Well, they do.
But you just think a crematorium, when the job is fire, that they shouldn't have a misfire.
Yeah.
Right.
The fire shouldn't go wrong. I mean, what kind of world are we living in that now when you go in for surgery, you have to write this leg.
This leg. That's
or
a fact.
This lung or whatever, because so many mistakes. I mean, doctors aren't supposed to make mistakes.
That would be the last person I would want to hear, oops.
Yeah.
Like somebody's doing something and it involves a lot of sharp things in your stomach or whatever, and then you go, oops. I would be bumming right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're all human. Mistakes get made. But really, there are some people and some places that aren't supposed to make mistakes.
I don't want my psychiatrist to make mistakes.
No?
I don't want to be taking some kind of new medication because something went a little bit weird. And he said, we're going to try this out and see if it settles that whole thing down there, Mr. Bonaduce. Yeah, okay, great. And now I'm talking to chickens or whatever happens. My psychiatrist, and I'm going to go, your psychiatrist should not make mistakes.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why you were talking to yourself this morning?
No, that's a tried and true old habit.
Well, you guys listening, is there something you can think of like this? Someone or someplace that just should not make mistakes? Call us now. Join the conversation. 800-252-1025 or text your answer in to 90627.
All right, so here's the deal. A crematorium shot fire and smoke up into the sky, but it still had people in it. That's the short version. And it was gross. Everybody got all over and they just said, whoops, it was a mistake. So it is someone or something that you think should not make mistakes. 1-800 is our phone number. 1-800-252-1025 or text away to 90627.
We'll start with Richard in Seattle.
Hey, Richard.
Good morning, my favorite morning show.
What's happening?
The person who calculates my hours for my paycheck.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you certainly don't want them to make mistakes.
Nope. Oh, when I was working in New York, we had somebody on payroll who made a really big mistake that nobody caught for a year. She had put in NV for the state instead of NY. And so nobody paid taxes because Nevada doesn't have state taxes. So everybody who had this mistake made owed a huge sum of money to the IRS.
Wow. That is, in fact, a bad one.
Yeah, payroll should not make mistakes.
No, I've been trying to. I'm actually, my wife anyway, is calling our boss because we cannot figure out how I keep getting notified that we're trying to send you money to an address we haven't lived in 7 years. They're still sending the duplex over in Lower Queen Anne.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't think we have it fixed still.
Oops.
No oops with my money.
Right, exactly.
The question we're asking you guys at 800-252-1025 is, what is someone or someplace that should just not make mistakes? Let's talk with Adam in Renton.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, I'm going to say space shuttle mechanic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can think of some real people that would probably agree with you on that.
Yeah. Also, airplane mechanics. You should not make mistakes.
No, you
should
really
not be
shouldn't.
allowed.
About Uber drivers.
They shouldn't be able to make mistakes because
No.
they've got a map in front of them.
For whatever reason, it inconveniences me, and I hate it. And there's a bunch of places where you should stop by my house, but there's no sign. I guess they just think you should do this you should instinctually know to stop here. And they never do. And I sit in the back, and I'm waiting to be in a horrible accident. So Uber drivers, no oops.
What is someone or someplace that should just not make mistakes? Let's talk to Farmer Ted in Seattle.
Hey, Farmer Ted.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
We're all good. Thank you for asking. What do you got?
Could you imagine if a demolition expert decided to bring down the wrong building?
Yeah.
Was that 3rd Avenue or 3rd Street?
Yeah.
Well, right. And have you ever seen a building demolition, the expert guy, not bring the building down?
Yeah.
It just goes, and it's weakened at every possible point.
That's happened several times
It has.
recently.
Some of them lean.
Should not. What about Tony in Kapowson? Who is someone or someplace that should just not make mistakes?
The military sometimes has a mistake they call friendly fire when you bomb your own guys.
Yeah, I was watching a thing on it just literally yesterday, man. And you're right. I believe that last year more Americans were killed by friendly fire than enemy fire. I'm not positive of that fact. I would Google it if you're going to bring it up at a meeting or something. But that's what I believe.
Yeah, someone texted into 90627 as well. Military airstrikes. Don't make mistakes when you're doing airstrikes. Also,
Well, that's a terrible one where they do the military airstrike and it's the house next door.
right.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
Well, a lot of times they're also, and maybe this is more from wars past, but you're up against enemy tanks and stuff, and you don't have one, and you dig a ditch, and you're here, and then you call in their coordinates, and they're bombing 300 feet away from you, and that goes wrong more often than they would like to say.
Yeah. Another texter said the bomb squad, the bomb diffusers. Make sure you get the right wire there.
It's always the red wire.
Robbie pointed out on the text line, we were talking about doctors earlier. He says it's called medical practice for a reason.
Practice.
They're practicing. Then they're practicing on our bodies.
Practice. What about Brandon calling from Auburn?
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I think that eyewitnesses who testify in court should not make any mistakes. Because if they say that one person did it who didn't actually do it, and that person spends years in jail or prison, it's kind of messed up.
Hey, Brandon, were you convicted of a crime you didn't commit?
I was not, but I am a legal studies major, and I've heard about plenty of cases where that has happened to people, unfortunately, and it's very, very sad.
No, often eyewitnesses are bad for your case because you challenge them and they don't really remember seeing what they claimed to have seen. Eyewitnesses can be real fallible.
Well, it's real interesting when you talk to 6 different witnesses and they all have a different description of the perpetrator. That's a problem.
John Gotti, when he killed, I forget what his name was, that New York crime boss at Sparks Steakhouse, he had 4 guys dress up in overcoats and matching Russian fur hats. And when the police said who did it, everybody described their clothes. Nobody could describe what they had seen or who they had seen. So I thought that was genius. He was kind of a punk in life, really, but I thought that was genius.
Roy in Fife, someone or someplace that should not make mistakes.
Hey, good morning, my sunny people on a cloudy day.
Wow. Good morning, Roy. How the hell are you?
Hey, brother, I am fantastic.
All right,
I
what
want
do you got?
to know something. I'm a U.S. Navy submarine sailor, and that's the one place you don't want to make a mistake, buddy.
No, I would agree. I would agree with that. My brother-in-law, who's now going to Berkeley, he bought his house on the money he saved. Well, being in a submarine, it's got to be hard to spend down there.
What about Yo in Olympia?
Hey, Yo, how the hell are you?
What up, Debo?
What up?
Well, I would like the bridge engineers to never make any mistakes.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You want to go over
You
a
want to go over
bridge?
bridges where
Well,
the engineers
you know what?
made
People are
mistakes?
just taking all the fun out of life. Oh, that bridge is going to last 1,000 years. All right, whatever. Unless it's the viaduct and then it's coming down on Thursday.
Well, think about it if you're on the 520 and then you realize those pontoon things weren't actually done right. And
They
then you're
didn't,
swimming.
they didn't carry the one
Yeah.
when they were measuring.
On that one, though, I would just float. It's the high ones where you fall. It's 99. I'm not happy with that one.
Marty in Oklahoma City texted in. He says, the damn drive-through people need to stop making mistakes. I get somebody else's Taco Bell order almost every single time.
Oh my
Well
gosh.
said. That's a big one. People go, there's so much really bad, there's famine and things like that. But screw up somebody's Taco Bell order and he's out for bear.
Right, you don't look until you get home, and then you're bummed
No,
because
you
you didn't
don't.
get the right thing.
Well,
Another,
then you're the one making the mistake.
what, you're supposed to stop right there in the drive-thru
Yeah.
and look, hold everybody up?
Make sure that there's ketchup to go with those fries.
I guess she's technically right.
Yeah. Another texter says the individuals deciding who gets a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame need to stop with the mistakes.
Yeah.
Danny deserves a star.
Who's that?
Just they didn't leave a name, unfortunately. but-
Don't be shy when you're on my team,
Right.
lady or gentleman.
Best text of the day. One more text. Hashtag dumb Sarah should not make mistakes because she's the smartest one on the show. Hashtag magnaturd.
Wow, I don't even know what happened there, but that's a long
person's
time
been listening
listener.
for a long time.
That was
Yeah.
a long time ago. It was a 7.0 magnitude
Yeah,
earthquake.
we haven't had a magnitude in years.
And Paul, what's your opinion?
Doctors we talked about, but I think specifically doctors who perform circumcisions or vasectomies, they should not be making mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my vasectomy guy might have made a mistake.
Yeah?
Yeah. It feels weird down there.
Tori, is there someone or someplace you think should not make mistakes?
Tombstone engravers
Yeah.
and tattoo artists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, those are two great examples.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Tori, do you have any tattoo mistakes?
No mistakes as in spellings. There's a couple that are a little shady.
Oh.
But, I can get them fixed.
No regrets, though.
No regrets,
Almost
ever.
all my tattoos are terrible. Like 2 or 3, in case you did it in this state. 2 or 3 are pretty good. But most of my tattoos just seem like that guy was drinking.
Oh.
Derek, someone or someplace that shouldn't make mistakes?
The pharmacist. I don't want to go in for antibiotics and walk out with birth control. That'd be terrible.
It would not hurt you to take birth control, son.
Oh, it's okay. I can do
It
it.
is. You can if you want.
Do you know that that's actually something in the news right now? A maker of birth control pills. If you've ever seen birth control pills, it's 21 days on and 7 days off.
Right.
They reversed that.
Well, you're never getting pregnant.
So all you're doing is getting pregnant.
Right. Well, that's not good.
No, Derek, be careful. Thanks for your calls and texts. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back with the news. A man in his mid-20s was killed overnight by an accidental shooting at a home in Federal Way. Now, according to police, when they arrived at the scene, they tried to revive the man, were unable to, and he died en route to the hospital. They say that the other people in the home are indeed cooperating with the investigation. Okay. Still do not know what's the cause of this shooting.
Do they know accidental as in accidental self-inflicted or accidental someone else?
They haven't disclosed that yet, but I guess, it could be either. And search and rescue crews have recovered the body of a climber who plunged 2,500 feet to his death on Mount Adams. Yakima County Sheriff's Department says that the body of Alexander Edward, a 28-year-old from Hillsboro, Oregon, was retrieved yesterday after it was discovered by other climbers. This was around the 8,500 elevation mark. Now, he was reported missing over the weekend around the 11,000-foot elevation mark.
How big's this mountain?
This mountain is 12,281 feet.
That's big. I didn't know we had other. That's here, right?
That is just about 50 miles southwest of Yakima.
And I didn't know we had anything in the ballpark of Mount Rainier except Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier is only in comparison to this movie, it's 14,444 feet is that one. So only 2,000 feet lower. That's a big mountain.
That's a big mountain. So sadly, he had been reported missing, and it appears he fell nearly half a mile to his death.
And somebody somewhere is going to say, well, at least he died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're still dead. Whether you fell because I don't want to climb at all. It's a terrible thing. Oh, I fell. I'm dead. Poor guy. And people are going to make it, it's fine. He died doing what he loved. It's awful.
He didn't love falling.
No, that's a whole different thing. Skydivers love falling.
And Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin yesterday gave a press conference and announced her strategy to bring more than 500 homeless off the streets over the next 90 days. In this proposal, she outlined that she wants to provide more existing shelters and wants to improve the existing programs.
Here's what I like about this. I feel like a lot of people are getting on board. Now, I'm not taking credit for anything, but I've been kind of telling you that I'm for the homeless, but I'm not for letting them camp on streets. I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm not for the literally 5-gallon jug of needles they cleaned up yesterday in a homeless camp. I'm not for any of that. I'm full on against that. It's a dangerous situation, and somebody's got to be bold enough to say this can't go on another day. Well, it seems like they're trying that. What's going to happen is the public's watching now. I even heard people asking the mayor as she walked the gauntlet of news people saying, what are you going to do to account for this money? So what I'm getting at is people are watching it in 90 days. When you walk around the streets of Seattle, you won't notice any difference. I'm sad to give you my forecast of what's going to happen. But when that happens and people go around and there's needles and there's it's dangerous at night. There are crimes with all of this kind of thing. People are going to then demand answers, and I hope the mayor does it because I'm a fan of hers. But I hope she widens her wingspan more than just how sweet can we be.
And she's new. I mean, this is a problem she inherited too. People are up in arms about the homelessness issue, but it's not of her creation.
Well, she didn't come out of nowhere. When you say that this was not of her creation, she was aware of it. She has anybody with a political background that wanted to be mayor, that wanted to hold office, is aware of this problem and should have had a strategy. It's not like, hey, I was just the mayor yesterday. I don't know a thing about these people.
The mayor situation changed really rapidly. So, she didn't have a lot of time to get a strategy in place when she was forced to take over so quickly.
Right.
That maybe the existing mayor should have had his group of people working on a plan, and it doesn't seem like there had been much in place.
Whatever mistake you want to point out is fine with me, because I think it's all a mistake. I think it's a big, big mistake. And I think that we have the homeless people have a right to be homeless. They have a life to an alternative lifestyle, but we have a right to a certain level of peace, a lack of fear and things like that. And these two are going to become, at loggerheads, and this may sound mean, the vote that has a job is going to win. When you worry about everybody's liberty, great. When I vote and I make an income and I pay my taxes, my voice is louder.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old boy.
Oh, I should run for something.
pricked
I'm
his
tired
finger.
of running from something.
I thought you were going to be king.
Oh, do they don't elect kings, Paul.
I guess that's what hasn't worked
Read
out
a
yet.
book on kings.
In Port Angeles, a 3-year-old boy pricked his finger on a dirty needle that was left in a park in Port Angeles over the weekend.
See?
They are waiting to find
Jenny
out.
Durkin, you need to clean up Port Angeles.
Keep in mind that I like her. I like her, but she does need to clean up Port Angeles. You laugh, but that kid got pricked.
Yeah.
Where's your plan? To clean up
she
somebody
has a
else's.
plan.
Help clean up Port
That's
Angeles.
what Sarah just reported.
It's
She has a plan.
It's somebody else's town, though. She can't. She's
No,
not
she
in
has the
charge
little
of
tiny
cleaning
houses
it
that
up.
she's doing.
This is Port Angeles.
Right, I realize that. But I just want to give the lady credit where credit is due. She does have a plan and says so. I have a plan.
And says it's going to work in 90 days. And
Right.
I hope it does.
Well, for 500 people, and we got 20,000.
They are now launching a petition asking the city of Port Angeles to replace the playground's wood chip surface with rubber tiles, which will make it easier for parents to spot needles or other drug paraphernalia.
Do you hear that? Hey, here's what we need to do.
Yeah.
We need to make it easier at great personal expense for the parents to go, hey, Becky, could you grab that needle? That should not be there. It's all creates madness, I say.
Yeah. We need a king.
We do need a king. I would fix this place in 2 seconds. You scoff, but I'd arrest you, and you wouldn't.
I don't scoff. I'm laughing.
Yeah, okay.
Yesterday, we reported that there had been a stabbing at a Columbia Junior High School. And it was two male students, that reportedly had an ongoing dispute. One of them was taken to the hospital. The other one was taken to juvenile detention. We now know what the argument was over. The kid with the box cutter, who is the stabber, wanted a Gucci belt and a pair of Air Jordans that were on the stabbee.
Wow.
He wanted his stuff.
That's I didn't even know that still happened. Like when I was younger, people were killing people over Air Jordans.
Yeah, we thought a girl, for sure.
I thought that was done. What?
We thought it was a girl. You and I, we thought the argument was over a girl.
I think all teenage arguments are over a girl.
Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella can brag even more about Bill Gates because the company's stock price has never been higher.
Wow.
Its 32-year history as a public company, it is now at its highest. And yesterday, Microsoft's market value passed Google.
Wow.
Yep, Microsoft back on top. They said Microsoft trails Amazon by about $30 billion for second place in market value. And they said Apple is the world's most valuable company. It's worth about $920, but they did lose some ground yesterday with the stock market. So, of course, they'll be keeping their eyes on this, that this is a huge deal for Microsoft to be back up this
At
high.
$900 billion, right?
Yep, that's 920 is Apple. Microsoft is 760.
No, I have a math question, or numbers question. So if something's worth $900 million, they make another billion, rather. That's $1 trillion, right?
Yeah.
If they get another $100 billion, which is only 1/10 of what they got already, they are now the $1 trillion company.
Yeah.
That's wild. Watch Bezos go, and he's worth $1 trillion.
And all they have to do is sell, like, I don't know, 25 more of those phones.
No, for iPhones.
iPhone 10, and they're set.
Seattle police yesterday described what they're calling a bizarre robbery in which 4 people stole a guitar from a store, and then crashed into each other in their getaway cars during rush hour traffic.
Told you rock and roll would get you.
This is my favorite story I've ever heard, I think.
Heard? That's bold.
They said the bad guys left in two different cars and were like racing each other to get away.
And then I heard the bad words were passed back and forth between the two cars.
Yeah, they hit the Mercer Mess, and all of a sudden there's nowhere to go, and they're mad at each other.
At least they had live music.
Yeah.
So 3 men and a woman enter Guitar Center on Westlake. They stole a $1,600 guitar and then fled in 2 separate cars. Police said for reasons unknown, the suspects began chasing each other, causing a multi-vehicle collision and then grinding to a halt in the Mercer traffic. One of the male suspects grabbed a machete and confronted the other male suspect.
As if it wasn't great enough already, dude gets out with a machete.
So he did get out.
He gets out of the
Because
car.
swinging a machete in a car, like you're
Nope.
mad at a guy in a car and you pull out your machete, you're just going to look like an idiot.
He jumped on the hood of the car. Then the other male said, "Oh, yeah? I've got a gun."
Apparently there's no honor among thieves.
So one of these suspects fled. I do not know which weapon he had, if any. And 3 of them were arrested and the guitar was recovered.
Wow.
My guess for the chasing is they were chasing the car that had the guitar.
Yeah, that's what I would chase. I got to tell you, I don't know that they like me at that Guitar Center.
No?
'Cause I've purchased a couple of things from them,
Yeah.
and they're really nice. But I like to point that out. But I go in there all the time and don't buy guitars. All the guitars in my guitar collection are from years ago in other cities and things like that. And I just go in and I drool over certain guitars, but I don't buy them. So.
Do you play them? A lot of people go in and just play and then leave.
I'm not nearly good enough to sit down at Guitar Center where people jam and play. Yeah, how many versions of Folsom City Blues can I play or whatever that song is?
Yeah. If the fight was over the guitar, like who's going to take the loot? Why didn't they just steal 2 guitars?
Yeah.
They had a gun and a machete. I think you could have gotten 2 guitars.
And a woman is facing a felony charge after allegedly leading a police officer on a vehicle chase that zigzagged the wrong way down one-way streets and through alleyways. Brenda McMorris is now being charged with a felony count of attempting to flee or elude police. What happened was cops saw her driving without her headlights on. They decided to try to follow her and conduct a traffic stop, but she fled in the car, reaching speeds of 45 miles per hour. She then went through alleys, driving.
Are you sure she's fleeing?
Well, it's a busy area, so you can't actually go that fast. So finally, the cop approaches the car, gets her to stop, and begins performing a field sobriety test. She kept interrupting him and said, "I have not been drinking. I smoked crack."
Totally different.
He says, "Blow into this." And she says, "I already told you. I smoked crack."
Can I change my statement on the best story ever?
See, that's what I was thinking early on that.
She finally explained the reason she was driving erratically is because she had not slept in 3 days and she had smoked crack.
Right, yes, she had smoked crack.
Now, did she have the right to remain silent? Can they use that against her if they haven't given her Miranda warning?
You know, I got to say, with the Miranda warning, that seems to be really interesting to some people some days and then not others. I have seen on legal shows where they've said,
Law and Order.
where they've said, well, no, I mean a reality show, and they're talking about the law, and they said she wasn't read her rights, and they go, yeah, it doesn't matter in the state. So I think it's not a whole nationwide. Yeah,
I thought I could tell them I smoked crack the whole time until they give me my rights.
Don't believe that is true.
Well, that's probably one of my most favorite stories of the day, along with the Guitar Center story. However, I'm also a big fan of this next story that involves Florida and a woman named Crystal Methvin.
What?
Crystal Methvin. Police saw a car pulled over on South Dixie Highway.
Yeah.
There are 3 people sitting in that car, and they said, "What are you guys doing?" "Nothing." "Really? What's in that pipe?" "Nothing." "What's your name?" "Crystal Methvin." They were smoking crystal meth.
I believe that were they smoking with crystal meth? Was that her real name?
Crystal Methvin and Douglas Nickerson arrested on drug possession charges, smoking crack. Crystal meth.
You can't blame Dougie Boy though. He has a chance to smoke crystal meth with the crystal meth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Crystal Methvin.
Wow.
Who does that?
Shame on the dad.
Yeah.
And mom.
And mom, yeah.
Everybody involved.
Mostly
Got a
mom.
couple of cousins. But you're condemning your kid to something.
Yeah.
As the father of Count Dante Jean-Michel Valentino Bonaduce, I will tell you that giving your kid a wacky name does not always fly.
But if you are crystal meth-vin, don't you feel that you need to try crystal meth?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
It's my namesake. I gotta try it. A woman in Boston woke up to find a gruesome sight on her car. She left her home, went to go get in her car to drive to work. She found a bloody goat head on the hood. She also found a photo of herself tucked under the windshield wiper blades.
Well, then we all know who it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Who?
It's whatever guy she's fighting with right now.
Oh, I was thinking the mafia.
No, that's different.
Was that Horsehead?
That's and you're in your bed. But I think that's a one-off. Like, that's not a mafia move they all make now. What if you don't own a horse?
No, some people do.
I
the
don't own a horse.
goat
What if
head.
they're mad at me? Some guy wasn't the mafia, though, but some guy that was mad at me put a mouse underneath the visor of my Datsun 240Z in Santa Monica and was trying to imply that I'm being followed and somebody's going to kill me. But I knew he was a drunk idiot. Like, we're all 16. But still, I knew it was not like the devil-worshipping guys that's what he thought I would think.
She has no idea who did this. She thinks perhaps somebody is stalking her. They have no suspects and no idea who it is.
I can't imagine it.
A goat head and a picture of yourself.
See, I can imagine that. I'm surprised that doesn't happen to me more often. But she does know somewhere. She has an inkling somewhere who put a goat head and a picture of me on the car.
People
and
are
it's that
weird.
guy. When you decide it, you were right.
Would you know the person? Like, if tomorrow morning you woke up to a goat head, would you know who?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
I think I have an idea too.
I'd be mad at you, but I'd forgive you.
They say dog is a man's best friend.
Yeah.
And one Michigan man is proving that he'll go the distance for his pet. Now, police got a call. A man said he had let his beagle out on a cable in the backyard, and he returned a few minutes later to bring him in when he saw a bear running down his driveway. The beagle barked at the bear, and then the bear started to swat at the dog. The owner says he tried to pull the beagle back inside, but the lead got tangled, so he went outside, kicked the bear.
Oh my gosh.
The bear then bit the dog, and the owner punched the bear in the nose.
Awesome. Tori wants to get in a fist fight. Send her out to fight bears.
There you go. They told him, remove your bird feeders, get rid of anything left over from your bird feeders, spread some mothballs in your yard, and it should stop the bear from coming back.
They hate your balls.
Apparently.
They don't like mothballs.
That's weird. There's a couple other things that don't like mothballs, including moths. Right? Is that what they're for?
I don't know what they're actually for. I have no
deter
idea.
moths.
Yeah?
No, I don't know, but they're mothballs.
Here's a fun fact for you. There are no moths in mothballs.
They don't make them out of moths?
No, they don't.
Well, here's the other side of that. Moths don't actually have balls.
Of course they do, Danny.
They do not. I think it was you that told me that.
Can I admit something?
Yeah.
Like 30 seconds ago, I thought you said malt balls. And I was just thinking, why don't bears like malt balls? Like Whoppers like you'd get at the movie theater?
Yeah.
I love malt balls. Why don't
love
bears
those.
like malt balls?
I love malt balls.
And a Florida woman has her photo going viral for all the wrong reasons. She got caught shaving her legs in a hotel pool.
Well, you totally don't want to be that guy.
Ew.
So gross.
So gross.
Yeah.
And there is no questioning this. Like, there is video, there are photos that show her legit shaving her legs in the public swimming pool.
And like not hosing down, soaping down.
Yep.
Well, that's
And so it wasn't shaving cream, but she does have a little bit of soap, and she's just shaving her legs like normal.
if she cut herself, do they have to
Ew.
close down that whole pool?
I think they
Yeah,
probably need to shut
I
it down
read.
anyway.
Things are a little different today. I read Greg Louganis's book, Breaking the Surface.
Yeah.
and they had to, and he didn't even get. He didn't. They just didn't understand the disease yet. So he didn't even get. Oh no, he hit his head. I remember that was a famous dive. But this lady's terrible, and I hate her.
Gross.
Gross.
And a big game hunter was gored to death by a wild buffalo moments after he killed another member of its herd.
But he died doing what he loved.
Professional hunter Claude Clean Hands. That's really his name.
No way.
Clean hands?
Clean Hands had been leading a group on an expedition in South Africa's Lavubu River. He shot and killed a buffalo.
Oh, now he's got blood on his hands.
Yeah.
They are not clean hands anymore.
No.
They was getting ready to put the buffalo onto the vehicle when he was blindsided by another member of the herd getting revenge.
Yeah. You know, it's a human being, so in a fight, I got to pick the guy.
Yeah.
But this guy's killing those things, and, you know, he did go out there with a big old gun. These things are unarmed. They had a horn. And, you know, I'm certainly not happy he died, and I'm not happy for his family, but I'm not as broken up as I would be if he didn't have a gun in his hand and there's not a dead body of that buffalo's friend on the ground.
Right.
I'm against it.
Struck his femoral artery, killing him in seconds. His wife says, Mrs. Clean Hands, the buffalo was his favorite animal.
Yeah, let's shoot.
So
His favorite animal
killed.
to shoot.
No, a lot of these guys have that.
He was killed by what he loved.
They do right.
I'm going to be killed by what I love, my wife. I'm sure of it.
I would not bet against it.
We are going to take a very short break, but when we come back, sports. Lots going on in the world of sports. We've got all your entertainment news, and Tori will give us a look at what the new music is in stores tomorrow. Well, I'll start by saying tomorrow is Friday.
I know what that means.
New music in stores. Tori is going to fill us in right now. And I know we've got some box sets, we've got some reissues, we've got something brand new from a rock legend. Tell us, what's the story, Tori?
All right, so our favorite one-armed drummer and the rest of Def Leppard are releasing a limited edition 7-CD box set creatively titled Def Leppard, The CD Collection, Volume 1.
Wow.
I kind of like it. You know, you said our favorite one-armed drummer. Do you have a second favorite one-armed drummer?
No, but you know.
You got to get one.
He's the best.
Tori, what's the price of this bad boy, the cleverly titled box set from Def Leppard?
Okay, so if you want the CD, it's $74. If you want the vinyl, it's $165.
Okay.
So this set's going to include their first 4 studio albums, On Through the Night, High and Dry, Pyromania, and Hysteria, live at the LA Forum, and a 3-inch replica CD of their self-titled EP, which is kind of weird. Why would you want a 3-inch CD? I don't think you can play that.
No, you can't.
What do you do with it?
Keychain?
Hang it around your neck. Like that.
So it also is going to include Rarities Volume 1, featuring B-sides, early recordings. Fun fact, Rick Allen, who is the one-armed drummer, so they initially put his arm on, and then they had to re-amputate it again because it got infected.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
He also has a company called the One Hand Drum Company, and it supports his Raven Drum Foundation, which helps veterans, which is awesome, but it's kind of a funny name.
One-armed veterans or all veterans?
Just one arm.
Okay.
Well, I disagree. I think he will help all veterans, but I think he will help one-armed veterans to drum.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So then
Okay.
we'll have more favorite one-armed drummers.
Right, and then we can pick.
On to Roger Daltrey, the man, the myth, the legend. He's got something brand new, is that correct?
Yes, Roger is releasing his 9th studio solo album, As Long As I Have You, which is a mix of rock, blues, and soul music.
Do we have any of it?
This is it right here.
Most of my life, I've been living on the road. I've realized that the suitcase ain't my home.
Still's got his voice. Sounds
Still
great.
has his voice. But if I had $1 for every Suitcase Is My Home record, though, I'd have $187.
Yeah.
This is actually a cover of Stephen Still's How Far.
I rest my case.
Yeah. So the album features Pete Townsend on 7 of the tracks. It's a mix of original music and covers. It has a cover of Nick Cave's Into My Arms.
Nice.
Which looks pretty cool. You can pick this up in different formats, including limited edition red vinyl in a Polydor disco bag.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know, but I like it. Derek, can you turn this up again?
Bless my soul,
I didn't even recognize it at first as Stephen Stills cover.
He does have the pipes, man.
Indeed.
It's amazing
Yeah.
because he's got to be 70.
Pushing it.
Nice.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows was actually Roger Daltrey, and he did Tommy in its entirety.
You went to that?
I did. It
You
was
are so
amazing.
cool.
I've seen him twice. I got to take pictures of him as well.
Good for you,
Yeah,
man.
it's
That's
fun.
awesome.
Good stuff.
All right, we've also got something from ZZ Top. What do we have here? Is this new? Is it a box set? What's from them?
Both. This is the second part of a 2-part box set called Cinco Number 2, the second 5 LPs, which cover their years between 79 through 90. This includes classics like Thank You, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, Cheap Sunglasses, Give Me All Your Lovin', and Pearl Necklace.
Nice.
Yeah.
You forget how many songs they have.
Is the title some sort of riddle?
Cinco number 2.
Cinco number 2 is 5, right?
Yeah.
Cinco,
Yeah.
5. Number 2 is number 2. Then what?
And this is the second set of 5 records.
The second 5
Makes
LPs.
sense. Yeah.
So do we add them together to know what it means? But it's something, right? It's not just a casual
Cinco
name.
number 2, so 5.
They must have put out a
Total.
collection of 5 LPs
Yes.
before, and this is the second time they're doing it.
Thank you.
The cover of the box actually kind of looks like the Jack Daniels label.
Oh, nice.
So that, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we get 10 records, though, right? Just to be clear.
No, 5.
Cinco number 2.
No. See, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, it's 5.
Cinco squared is what I thought, which is 25.
25.
Oh, gosh.
So how much for all 25 LPs?
You know, I actually couldn't find a price for this one.
It's going to be pricey.
Yeah, probably. It's on 180-gram vinyl, and you get all the original artwork.
Excuse me. It's on what vinyl?
180
No,
gram.
in Spanish, please.
Cinco vinyl?
That's not 180.
Not sure what's happening. But as long as you can afford cheap sunglasses at the end of it, I think that's all that's important.
All right, I know something is coming out from Cheap Trick that sounds interesting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Cheap Trick, the Epic Archive Volume 2, 80 through 83. So this is pretty exciting. Instead of reissuing the same albums, this is going to be a collection of demos, live performances, B-sides, alternate takes, and songs from their Found All the Parts EP.
Very cool.
I like that a lot better.
Yeah, this is a great for any real big Cheap Trick fanatic. I saw them live with Journey a few years back, and they're still really, really good.
Great.
They were the biggest band in the world when I was young, free, and in nightclubs. And I was, they weren't my favorite band, but the repercussions of liking Cheap Trick were a thing. Because all the chicks were running around just thrilled about Cheap Trick.
It's so funny that you say nightclubs because this is actually a dance remix of Saturday at Midnight that you can get on this box set.
Let's hear this. I can see Danny dancing to this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would love this. Studio 54 getting down.
All right, Tori, anything else coming out tomorrow?
There's a Greatest Hits Flaming Lips album, which looks pretty cool. Something from Paul Simon and the Grateful Dead. And the rest I'll put up at KZOK.com.
Beautiful.
Good. Thank you very much.
Wait,
Tori.
not together, Paul Simon and the Grateful Dead. I got
And the
hear
Flaming
this.
Lips. They all collaborated.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm seeing the Flaming Lips this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
This
There's
weekend?
There's some concert, a festival in town. I wish I knew the name of it.
Upstream.
Upstream Festival. I'm going to Upstream Festival because I am such scum. Amy gave me this flyer, and Wayne Coyne, who's like one of my favorite human beings, and Flaming Lips are playing, and they sent me a press package. Say, we would love you to attend. What artist would you like to have on your show? So I led them, I strung them along a really long time and then said, my boss said no. But I already had the tickets in my hand. So I'll be meeting Wayne Coyne under false pretenses.
All right.
Tori, are you going to this as well?
I'm not, but I went last year, and I actually got to go backstage and help Mike McCready and everybody.
There you go.
Was it a good time? Am I going to be happy?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a lot of local bands. It's really, really amazing.
That's what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to interview local bands.
Yeah.
And I said, no, call me back when they're national bands. They didn't.
I'll be back when it's the guys from Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
All right, on to entertainment news. Uma Thurman will be starring in a new Netflix series. The actress will be playing Nancy, the mother of a heart donor, in a supernatural drama called Chambers. She forms a relationship with the recipient of her daughter's heart. Things get a little crazy when she starts taking on the characteristics of her daughter.
First of all, I believe you had an early review.
Yeah.
And I would have to say on this myself. Because, again, if I had a dollar for every album that said, I'm living off the road, I don't recognize my kids, I'd have a bunch of dollars. If I had a dollar for every new part of your body that took over, the hand.
Yeah,
remember
right.
the hand always chokes the I choke out my own hand. I say nay. Well, I really choked myself to make that point. That was stupid.
You committed.
Drama this week surrounding Roseanne has culminated in ratings for Nielsen coming out showing that Roseanne was a hugely successful television show.
Yeah.
It was the most watched comedy on television, and it became suddenly the final episode. And it was second only to NCIS in overall ratings.
Wow, NCIS that's already been on the air 9 decades?
Yeah, but at NCIS, it's still one of the top rated shows.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's power.
But yeah, only second to that. And I don't think it's going to sway anybody. There is some talk this morning of the show continuing without Roseanne.
Yeah, it's a shame they can't do that. And I don't think they can.
They can't.
But it is a shame they can't do
First
it.
of all, she owns it and wrote it.
Yeah.
It's based on her comedy act.
That makes it tough.
But the talk this morning is for everybody to pick up and move over to another show. It would not be Roseanne. It would be the entire cast, crew.
Oh, could it be called Not Roseanne?
That's a good idea. But
Is
no.
it? No.
It is not.
No, it's all stupid.
It's called
weird.
Where'd Roseanne Go?
And please hear me to the end of this sentence. But I don't think anybody should be fired for being a racist in that regard alone. It's the First Amendment. You have rights to be stupid in this country. I think she should be fired for losing money for the company that hired her because she's a racist. But it should be a business decision, not her not stepping on her First Amendment rights. Having said that, I wouldn't have hired her for this job because I know her and she's a terrible person.
Yeah.
And the original version of the map that entranced generations of children is going up for auction at Sotheby's. This is the map of Pooh Corner.
Oh, you can't find enough Pooh.
100-acre wood, home of Winnie the Pooh.
100-acre wood, maybe 80. That's not mine.
They believe this will be going for about $200,000. This is a 1926 sketch that features the bee tree, Eeyore's gloomy place, and all the stuff beloved by Pooh and Christopher Robin.
All right. I like this song an awful lot.
Edmund's Treasure.
Edmund's Treasure. Yeah,
Edmund's Treasure, Kenny Loggins.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like the song a bunch.
Really, he's all of our treasure, but he does belong to Edmund's.
Now, does Kenny Loggins fight with Anna Faris for being Edmund's Treasure?
You know what? I might be wrong. He might be Everett's treasure.
Oh, maybe he is.
Oh, go Tips.
Which one's
Yes.
Kenny G? I thought he was Everett.
No, he's Seattle.
Oh, he's
That
Seattle.
was such a good joke.
We heard you.
I didn't hear.
Kenny Loggins, born in Everett, Washington.
All right, he is Everett Treasure. Anna Faris is Edmund's Treasure. Chris Pratt is like Steven's Treasure.
No,
the rest of that guy.
He's a hack.
And then Kenny
What
G.
happened to that? Why is he a hack now?
I mean, I
G
did used to
blows.
wrestle him. I kicked his butt, and I don't think he's anybody's treasure. He's certainly not my treasure.
Okay, nice. You fully committed.
Take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners fell apart in the 7th inning and lost to the Rangers 7-6.
Oh.
Turn it around today. Rangers yet again, first pitch 7:10. This time around, it's Wade LeBlanc and Mike Minor. The Storm play the Las Vegas Aces tonight at 7. And in Stanley Cup action, the Caps defeated the Golden Knights 3-2, tying up that series at 1-1. Game 3, Saturday, 5. NBA Finals. The familiar faces are at it for Game 1. The Cavs and the Warriors.
Go Tips.
Tip-off is at 6.
Tip off.
Go Tips off.
Yes.
It's a little bit of work.
Now, if you don't have, what do you call the expression? A dog in the fight, a horse in the race?
Yeah, but I do.
No, if you don't have a dog in the fight, if you don't have any skin in the game, there's a few of them.
Yeah. Well, then you are probably rooting for the Cavs because if the away team steals a win, you get free tacos from Taco Bell. So they started doing this, with baseball, and it's been very successful.
I don't mean to be rude, but I thought it was baseball when you first mentioned this point because I thought you said it was steal a base.
Steal a win.
It's Steal a Win.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
from the Steal a Base campaign, and they said it's done so well that they are now putting it on most all sports.
All right.
I actually have two dogs in the fight because I tweeted two different people. There was a player, a guy who used to play for the Browns, who said he'll buy anybody a signed Steph Curry jersey if the Warriors win because he doesn't think the Warriors are going to win. So now, if either the Cavs or the Warriors win, I get a jersey.
Oh, that's nice. Way to
me
work
and
that.
me and several 100,000 other people.
But
so.
he didn't ask you for any backup. He didn't say, and if you lose, blank.
No.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Well, that That guy is, I've forgotten his name, but he says that it was a joke. Like, he has no intention of
He's buying me a
paying
jersey.
up on that.
Yeah, he's buying you New Jersey.
Yeah.
Serena Williams, we talked about how she finally returned to the majors by wearing that crazy cat suit. And she said she is a warrior princess and she had a really difficult childbirth. And this is for all the moms out there.
When she was born or when she gave birth?
When she gave birth about 16 months ago. Very difficult childbirth. She was in the hospital for a long time. Things did not go well. And she is now back playing again. And she said she is actually coming out with her own line of clothing. She says, don't expect this to be cat suits or anything you would wear on the tennis court, that these are going to be sophisticated, smart, spontaneous, fun clothing.
When she says it won't be things that you would wear on the tennis court, I wouldn't wear a cat suit on the tennis court.
Good point. Somewhat reasonable prices, though. $40 for a shirt, $215 for a jacket. Serena Williams, her own clothing line.
Oh, man, she should manufacture stuffed goats.
Why?
Because she's the GOAT.
We did a whole segment on her being the goat. Don't you think that'd be funny?
No, I don't want to stuff a goat.
It's a cute little stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Oh, a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can
What did you
call
think a goat
yourself?
was?
I was thinking of the goat head on the woman's car, the
Oh,
dead
yeah.
goat.
No, not that.
I don't think you can call yourself the goat.
She's not.
We called her the goat.
Yeah, we called her the goat.
But
She's
then
just
you
doing
have to come
taxidermy.
out with a line of stuffed animals.
Seems like that'd be a lot of hassle for
Yeah.
something. You know, I don't particularly care about this lady.
Tomorrow on the show, we have got a really great prize for Where Has Sarah's Beaver Been?
Right.
Steely Dan, Doobie Brothers, together June 5th at Key Arena. You can win tickets tomorrow at 7:50. Look at pictures of the beaver. Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver. Of course, KZOK.com. We've also got the game Who's Your Daddy?
Who's your daddy?
You can win the Father's Day gift pack, including tickets to Battle at the Boat 116, hosted by Danny Bonaduce, and an upcoming Rainiers game. If you missed Tori's tunes, all the new music in stores tomorrow, that too is up at KZOK.com. Lastly, up at KZOK.com, brand new beer blog.
Oh, cool.
I had a beer in Boston. A very delicious
Got
beer.
an oyster in it, right?
No, gosh, I would not write about that. That beer was disgusting.
Well, I think you are obliged to your fans and constituents to write about the ones that suck.
I should.
You should.
Danny, I felt bad. This beer was made by that oyster beer was made by a local brewer up at Teku Tavern, which is my favorite beer bar. It was undrinkable. I had to.
You don't know any good alcoholics.
I had to throw it away.
Just not your cup of tea. Well, your cup of oyster. Just not your cup of oyster. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, yeah.
Are there people who like it? You
Yes.
think?
Maybe. People with bad taste.
Salty? Is it a salty
Yeah.
beer? Yeah, I don't think I'd like that
Chunky.
either.
Chunky? I'm against chunky beer.
Slimy. But you had a good beer in Boston?
I
Sam
had a-
Adams, right?
No, I had a harpoon.
Oh, okay.
So my beer
You
blog.
don't want to have one of those in Boston. They'll kill you. Scrimshaw your teeth.
My beer blog is brought to you by Angel of the Winds Casino Resort 210 Brewing Company. That's their own brewery up there. And you know what they don't do there?
Make beer out of oysters.
Yeah.
Make oyster beer.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe, Danny, you would know this, but I think back in the olden days, people would use oyster shells and oysters and to try to make things go further. And that was normal to put it in beer. It does not taste good.
No, I can't imagine. It's all gritty and stuff like that. But sex?
What?
What go further?
Oh, just go further. Like they'd use it as filler?
Yes,
filler ingredient?
ingredients.
I thought you was giving me an aphrodisiac.
Not go further, like get to third base.
Because oysters are supposed to be an aphrodisiac.
Yeah,
they
they
are
are.
not, by the way.
No.
Maybe you're right, though. Maybe that's why you put oysters in there, to make you go further.
Yeah.
The other kind.
Well, that head motion kind of left nothing to the imagination.
Really? Is that what you got out of that?
You know who's always ready to go further and is great with an oyster?
Who?
Steve Slayton,
And he's
my
gonna walk.
dad.
He's gonna what?
Your dad?
That's what you said yesterday.
I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that.
You don't remember when he said Steve
No,
Slayton was
and
his
when
daddy?
I said Stephanie Miller or whatever that tennis player's name is, Serena Williams, that she should manufacture goats, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
And you thought I meant real goats?
Yes,
She should be
I
able- Yeah, I don't know. Did you hit your head on an oyster?
Who are you?
You know who's good in a cat suit?
Who's that?
There you go, my friend Steve Slayton. He's going to walk in this room any second now. He's going to play a bunch of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure. We will get out of his way. Bye.